Time's up. Admiral.
Here it comes.
Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star. How many people died on that? Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star. Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star.
Well, Anakin just killed a whole Death Star.
Adam, you being Worf is cultural appropriation. I won't.
Cultural appropriate my dick. I don't care. I will have earned my riches and my surly attitude by the time we get there.
If I were going to culturally appropriate your dick, you'd have to go get that surgery to get.
Good lord, here we go.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like a test of strength. That's not gay. That's like I'm gonna grip you. I'm gonna grip you harder than you grip me. I am dumping unlimited power into you. And that is just
oh god,
those eyes, dude. Those eyes, man. Those eyes.
Pretty eyes.
I'm not looking at the eyes right now.
You know what?
I know, but she is a total package. She is a total package.
I usually think Ryan. I usually think Ryan is very cringe when he says this, but she can shit in my mouth.
Whoa, Dermy!
Why do you have to ruin
What
this?
the fuck?
Ryan says that shit.
Fuck,
Ryan says this shit.
If Ryan jumped off a bridge, would you jump off a bridge?
But you just
her, yeah.
Would.
Here we are worshiping this beautiful woman, and you're talking about German shit eating. I mean, come on.
Listen. I will drag my ball sack.
No. Listen.
100
You
miles
listen to
worth
me.
of
Shut the fuck up.
broken glass, salt, and lemon
Shut the
juice
fuck up,
just
Jeremy.
to smell her farts.
We're not on your goddamn stream. We're on Adam's stream. We're
Wow,
supposed to respect the man's house. You don't take shit in his goddamn fridge.
Never gets old. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mellow Mondays, where we try to have a good time. But tonight is going to be a lot of gnashing of teeth and sadness tonight. There is, because we're talking video games tonight, and it's gonna be morning. We'll be in morning, but we're gonna try to still have some fun. I'm sure we'll still go in directions that are good here, and it's gonna be a little while till Samuel gets here. We got about another half an hour till Samuel gets here, so that's when the central topic. So we've got a little build up, little lead up, things I'll talk about. But I'm happy to have everybody here tonight. It's Monday, and listen, we got a long week. We got a long summer ahead of us. I got Acolyte episode 3 in a couple days. I'm supposed to like House of the Dragon season 2 this weekend, but we'll see how that goes. And throughout the whole thing, we are supposed to then remember that video games are no longer a place where we can relax. I know this kind of sounds like a natural 20 rant, but it's just where my head is, guys. I'm sorry. My head is in a very sad place because of that. But hail and howdy, you guys. Hope you guys are doing well. Hail to both Legatas and good Sir Algrim Strong, my mods, here to keep the peace and make sure that I remain on track. And again, Algrim, my friend, take care of your hands, dude. Take care of your hands. We need you. Going on down. Hail, Greasy Gumbo, aka Grumbit. How you doing? And hail to you. Hello, Jaden Hamilton. Hello, young man. And oh, Gal, if you're still here, of course. Hi, Gal. Where is it? Yeah, hi. How you doing? And anybody else is chatting, not chatting, just watching. Happy to have you here. Enjoy the rest of the show. And hit that like button. Hit the like button. Subscribe. And because we are rocking, we are rolling, we are going to keep having a good time no matter what. I made the whole thing, so I apologize for nothing. Yeah, I know, Gumbo. There's still good things out there. The thing is, the whole reason, and again, I appreciate your condolences for Dragon Age there. and I've said this twice now. I said it in the previous video. I said it on stream this weekend. Hang on, let me adjust my freaking monitor here. It's too dark. I'm in too much blue. It's so dim. I'm in blue. There we go. That's a little better. Excuse me. I didn't think that what's going on in the culture war could really get under my skin anymore. And we'll talk about this more when Samuel gets here, but I was ready. Bye, gal. Take it easy. I was aware that Dragon Age 4, previously known as Rise of the Dreadwolf, now known as the Veilguard, I knew it was going to be a mixed bag. I think it's the best way to put it. I knew it was not gonna be a perfect game. It was going to have its problems. And I had made my peace with that. As long as the core of the game was good, as long as those things didn't break the whole game. Problem is, in the past week now, there's enough red flags that the game could be broken. But we'll get into that when Samuel gets here, because Samuel is as sad and pissed as I am. But hell yeah, how you guys doing? Thank you all for being here. And yeah, Jane Hamill, there are old games, and there are still some good games coming out, but you never know. You never know. And all I want, I've been playing these lots. I'm old. I'm a boomer. I've been playing video games since they actually became a thing. I've lived through every generation of gaming consoles. It's where PCs had the rise of the PC gaming and all that stuff. I've seen it all. And you get these franchises that sometimes come out of nowhere, but then become so great because the people involved with them were so passionate about making these worlds, about making great characters to play with, great stories that can go from one game to the next and carry on if they're a franchise and not just one-offs like the Final Fantasy franchise. For the most part, the mainline Final Fantasy games are generally ones and dones. They don't carry. It's not the same story. But a series like Dragon Age, it's the same world. It's a continuing story. There's layers to it. They keep putting things out there. Franchises like there is some connectivity to Zelda games, but it's very, very complicated. But Dragon Quest games, some are sequels, some are connected, but that's also a mixed bag of some connect, some don't. But you know something? Sometimes there's elements. There's always elements, though. There's elements that make these games the strong, long-standing, timeless is the word. Timeless is the word I'm looking for. Timeless games that keep on going. And when you have something be poisoned that you have enjoyed forever, that is giving you so much enjoyment that replay value has been off the charts, because that's why the Dragon Age franchise has been such a masterful franchise up until now, is because the replay value. You can play these games any way you want. You can play them as different characters. You can come at it, and the gameplay changes per class and how you play game. So there's always a freshness to it. And I've played all the current games many upon many times. So you have something like that has a continuity and has a replay value, and you look forward to every time one comes along because you know you're going to get one of these games and you're going to play it the first time. And then there is a very high probability you're going to replay it right away because you can go into it differently. You can make different choices. You can make it play out at certain points in other ways. And it's just, it was exciting. Hail Masquerade, I see you there. Hail Masquerade. And it is to learn now that the things I love will not be as they were, or not even a facsimile, because freaking current day agenda, current day modern sensibilities have been fully injected, infested, and poisoned everything like a cancer. And that's the problem. That's where the sadness comes from, because you spend in the let's see, I've spent a lot of money on Dragon Age over the years, including we include DLC and extras and all this stuff. I spent a lot of money. I've always gotten my money's worth, because that initial game, you it pays for it in an hour's play. You'll play it for the 50 to 60, 70 hours, but then you come back, you play it again, and it pays for itself, because there's that fun, that excitement, that journey gets to go on, and usually populated by great characters that you become beloved. And here we are now, and that sense of sadness that I'm feeling now, because I know right now there is a very, very big chance that I'm not going to get. I'm not going to get my money. I mean, when it comes out, I have to drop the $70. I have to drop the $70, and then I'll play it for you guys. We'll play it together. We'll go on the adventure together. And granted, there'll be probably spots where I break off and grind and gather crafting materials on my own, but we'll play the story together, do missions together, do all that stuff. Probably see some digital boobies together. But will they make us see digital Wayne? Because they're gonna make it gay. All right. I gotta put the Dragon Age stuff aside, because I have to wait for Samuel to get here. I've got to wait for Samuel to get here. I do not want to keep going down that road without him. So you gotta understand, that's where it hurts. You look at all these franchises, all these games that were once beloved and now continue to be poisoned. And it's cross gaming industry, because we're gonna start with this here. We're gonna start with this. Where is it? Actually, you know what? I need to. Actually, you know what I need to do? I need to copy and paste the link, because we got to bring this over to Chrome tab so that I can share audio. So give me 1 second, because I am the greatest professional YouTuber of all time, and I always have these things ready to go. So we got this here. So let's shit on Ubisoft. Let's shit on Ubisoft, because Ubisoft did a thing today. Xbox did their thing yesterday. Okay, Samuel, I see that. As soon as you get here, I should have enough to get us to you. Maybe somebody else will show up. Ubisoft did their thing. Xbox did their thing yesterday. Now Ubisoft is trying to pretend that they're relevant, that everybody's happy with them. So Ubisoft did some reviews. You got to remember, Ubisoft has a rogues gallery of games coming out this year. And one among them is, of course, Star Wars Outlaws. We've got 10 minutes and 44 seconds. They released gameplay of this dog shit. So let's look at this. Let's start here. Let's go down the Ubisoft list, shall we? Because this is the poison that has infected everything. So let's start this up right here, shall we?
No fees or minimums, and no overdraft fees are another reason banking with Capital One is an even easier decision than this.
We need a clutch hit, Derek.
Screw you and your ad.
Jeter.
Hang in there, rookie.
Yep, even easier than that. What's in your wallet?
I don't care. I don't need another credit card. I have one. All right. Let's check the quality. Oh, geez. 360p. Really? You do that to me? Stupid. All right. Here we go.
Hey, new record.
Oh, no! First of all, her voice acting is shit already. They're having you play that. Oh, that is so lame. Hey, new record. Because that's what Star Wars is. Because that's the kind of thing that exists in Star Wars. Getting a high score on an arcade game. That's just retarded. This game is going to. I predicted before. We are what? We are 15 seconds in, and my belief is reconfirmed that this game is going to bomb. Hey, new record! That's Star Wars! Fuck you.
At the top, where it should be. Let's go, Nix.
Hello, everyone. I'm Matthias Karlsson, Game Director at Massive Entertainment.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting us know who you are. Game Director, Master. So I guess this is the guy responsible for this dog shit.
Today, we'll show you a different type of adventure. And as we journey across multiple systems, we will come across many opportunities for a scoundrel. In Star Wars Outlaws, one of your motivations for exploration is to find elusive experts scattered across the galaxy. These experts will help Kay pick up new skills to survive in the underworld.
Yay. Doesn't that sound exciting, guys? Gotta go find experts. The bartender will give me lock picking. Yay. Fast talk.
Here, we're looking for a gunslinger who can teach us some new tricks. Our intel points to the Mos Eisley Cantina on Tatooine.
Hey, look, we're going to Tatooine. We're going to Tatooine because we've never been to Tatooine before.
So let's head back to our ship.
Let's head back to the bread box. You know what I love here? That they're doing the slow walk when nobody ever does a slow walk in these games. Everybody is always running. No one's going, I'm slow walking through this because I'm recording it for nobody. For nobody.
Up in Accra Station.
Okay, so they already showed us a bar of two guys fighting in the bar. So we come out of the bar and there's two guys fighting in the street. Isn't that creative with their NPCs?
Wars. It used to be a refueling station that now acts as a trade hub for illegal contraband. It's a great place to resupply.
Can this guy sound any less excited to be here? I mean, I thought I wasn't feeling the excitement. This guy, can he be any less excited as he gets in here?
Come quick. These sales won't last forever.
Merchants are often affiliated with a syndicate and might offer you a special deal if you're in good standing with them.
Can I help you?
Wow, so like every other goddamn game in history, you get a discount depending on your association with whoever owns it.
This kind of business attracts all kinds of shipjackers, contract brokers, and corrupt officials.
Need your name cleared from the wanted list.
Your ship, the Trailblazer,
the bread
is a refined
box.
EML 850.
No, it's called the bread box. Get it right.
The last of its kind. On board, you'll find everything you need to finalize your preparations.
So the ship is really small and uninteresting. As uninteresting on the inside as it is on the outside. What is this music? This isn't Star Wars music.
Hey, Andy.
Hi, Kay.
Oh, she's so ugly. He's so ugly. Oh, but that's the standard for Western gaming, isn't it? Ugly. We're gonna get a whole face full of ugly tonight when we watch some trailer. As we watch all these trailers tonight, it's a night of trailers, guys. It's a night of gameplay videos and trailers. Sorry.
Aljiva space.
Each planet has its own system for you to explore, and many opportunities to make a few credits.
So you're open world in space. You wander around like in any other game, except this time you're in a ship. And instead of being attacked by randos on the ground, you'll be attacked by randos in space. It's the same old shit with just a new layer of boring over it. Same shit. This isn't innovative. This isn't unique. It's just the same open world boring crap.
You can choose to engage with or not.
I am under attack. My ship will not survive long.
This is Kay Bess on board the Trailblazer. I'm coming to help.
I'm coming to help. So defeat pirate starfighters. I'm not even going to read these things because they're not real. They're not real Star Wars fighters, so it doesn't matter. God damn it! Wow!
Turret activated.
Isn't this exciting space battle gameplay? Does this break the mold? No, it doesn't.
Okay.
One down.
And of course, it's going to be populated by boring responses. One down. Here we go. Look out, Kay. It's going to be populated by that kind of witless banter. Oh, little fake Star Wars riff there. They faked that one. Little fake John Williams. It doesn't quite sound like John Williams.
I am impressed. Thank you, stranger.
Happy to help. And you can tell Gorak he owes Kay Bess a ship.
In space, your actions also have consequences and can impact your reputation with syndicates. This optional dogfight allowed us to improve our reputation with the Pikes while making a few credits.
Spooling up the hyperdrive.
Now let's continue our journey.
Spooling? Spooling? What does that mean?
And head to Tatooine.
Now imagine if they made a game like this with a character you know and love. Just imagine that. I want you to just think about that. Imagine if you're, let's just say, Han Solo before he gets involved with the rebellion, right up until A New Hope. Imagine if it's Han Solo in the Millennium Falcon going on these types of adventures. Just imagine that. Nope, you can't, because they didn't do it. Instead, we got Ma'am Solo and her broken nose, her ugly face, and her mullet. No, the funny thing here is that kind of hyperspace travel, that's what Disney Star Wars is. It's insta travel. It's fast travel now. That this is what the people behind Disney Star Wars think all of this is. They think that hyperspace is like that. You put in the coordinates, boom. You go from one planet to another in seconds. They think it's a video game. And that's why it's one of the many, many, many reasons that Disney Star Wars sucks. Oh, look, Tatooine.
Tatooine space. Edge of the galaxy.
No, it's not the edge of the galaxy. It's just the outer rim. We've shown maps. There's still a lot of galaxy beyond Tatooine. It's just the outer rim of the known explored parts of the galaxy in Star Wars. There's a whole section called the Unknown Regions after that, where the old Sith Empire used to hang out back in the Old Republic days. So the edge of the galaxy, once more, these people do not freaking know what they're doing. And it's shown every goddamn time. And I think this is on right there. And the light is distracting me, my camera.
The tattoo system is in the clutches of the Hutt cartel.
The clutches? The clutches? It's always been a part of Hutt space. Or at least when Hutt space was that large.
Reputation with them is poor, so we best be on our way.
All right, so we're just gonna. All right, so we're landing on the planet. Sure. Okay. It's not a bad thing, but it's really just a replacement for a loading screen. And I'm sure you could skip it. And I'm sure after the first couple of times,
Welcome
everybody's
to
gonna skip it.
legendary Mos Eisley.
Legendary. You go to Mos Eisley once in Star Wars. Once. It's not a locale that gets visited over and over and over again because remember, in A New Hope, they go to Mos Espa. I'm sorry, in Phantom Menace, they go to Mos Espa. I don't know why I said New Hope. Excuse me. I lose nerd points. Dock me, whatever. I've got a lot of thoughts going through my head here. Legendary. Give me a fucking break. People don't know shit, man.
The infamous hive of scum and villainy.
This jerk just wanted to say the line. He just wanted to say scum and villainy. It's all he wanted to say.
We could head straight to our destination. Or explore what the city has to offer.
So it's every other Ubisoft game where once you're at your location, you don't have to go straight to what your target is. You can roam around and get into other shit, as I've done in every other Ubisoft game. I'm still looking for innovation here. I'm looking for something unique. Okay? I'm still looking for it. Oh, it looks so real, so lived in. I don't care. I don't care.
Recreating this iconic city is a dream come true for our team.
Bullshit. I hate disingenuous bullshit like this. I really freaking do. I hate disingenuous statements like that because we know it's not true. You got paid to do this. This wasn't a thrill. Not at all.
Allowing us to show parts of Mos Eisley you've never seen before.
Parts I don't care about because I don't care about Mos Eisley. I don't. Don't care about it at all.
Room for one more?
There are many.
All right, this pisses me off because for 20 years, for over 20 years of Star Wars gaming, I wanted Sabacc. I wanted to learn and play Sabacc in a game. And this is the fucking game that finally does it. Pisses me off. Pisses me off. And I bet they didn't even get it right, too. I bet they didn't even get it right.
Many opportunities for a scoundrel, including working your way in with the Hutt cartel. Most of Tatooine's economy is under their control, even though the increased Imperial presence has been hurting their business.
Wait, no! Increased Imperial presence? There is no Imperial presence. There's only an Imperial presence when they chase somebody out there, like in A New Hope. Otherwise, the imps are not roaming around on Tatooine. They have no reason to. There should be no increased Imperial presence on Tatooine because it wasn't even a part of the Republic. It's not a part of the Empire. It's an Outer Rim system. Every time, the deeper we get, the more we see, they don't know how it works.
But first, we need to pick up the trail of our expert gunslinger. The best place to start is the cantina.
Yes, let's just keep slow walking our way through everything.
By asking around, we learn of a pirate who is deadly with a blaster and who used to work for the Hutt cartel. Our intel
Okay, now you get to ride your generic fucking speeder everywhere.
Leads to one of their storehouses, located in the southern hills.
Hey, remember Sandcrawlers, everybody? Remember Sandcrawlers?
Traveling to your destination can be an adventure in itself. As you move across scorching dunes and dusty valleys, you'll quickly realize.
As you motor goes all that place in a cutscene. That's a cutscene. You're not actually in control of anything. God damn. They're such liars. That's all cutscenes for a fast travel. Give me a break. I'm not fooled by any of this.
That this lawless desert planet still holds many mysteries.
How much you want to bet you never fight Tusken Raiders in this? Because that would be offensive to kill sand people.
We've reached our destination. We need to locate our storehouse and find our way into this heavily guarded fortress without triggering the alarm.
Oh, Ubisoft's gonna do stealth mode in the game. Oh wow, what a surprise.
Busy place.
Busy place. Yeah. Oh my god, can you do this any slower? Dude, she does not have the upper body strength to do that. She's got zero muscle. Fuck this. She is not fit enough to do that, man. She is not free climbing that rope. I call bullshit. This character does not have the physique for that. This is like every other freaking Ubisoft game that's ever existed that had stealth in it.
All right. Maybe there's a data pad or something that can tell me who that old gunslinger is.
Yeah, let's just throw him. Attack. Oh. Dude. No. Listen, it's one thing to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which is the last one I played, and Cassandra, who is 6'3" and got and has a physique to do shit like that. This chick is 5'4" at best. She's just gonna punch him in the gut and uppercut him, and he's done. That is retarded. Yes, Alpha Omega. This is Assassin's Creed Game Wars. It very much is. It very much is.
Good job, buddy.
Hey, here's how lazy that is. You're just gonna leave him there. Did you not programming pathing NPCs so you have to drag the body to where they won't see it and raise the alarm? I mean, it's retarded. Don't worry, Samuel. We're doing fine here. I got plenty of stuff to pad it out. Don't worry. You take your time. When you get here, you get here. Don't worry about it. So why don't you move the body? So let's just go back 1 second here. Why don't we move the body? Oh, wrong screen. Sorry. Why don't we move the body? Let's watch it again. Oh wait, no, I went back. I didn't go back far enough. No. All right, here we go. So she's just gonna leave the body there. No mechanic to drag it out of sight because you have to worry about pathing NPCs. Lazy. In the good old-fashioned Assassin's Creed games, if you knocked somebody out or when you killed somebody, you had to hide the body. It's the proper move. No, we're just gonna leave the roadie in there. And you're not telling me she knocks him out. She's a tiny little 5'4" whammons. Give me a break.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah, I bet they have no pathers, no patrollers.
Next, do you sense anyone close?
The little animal is your sense. This is Star Wars. If you're not a Jedi, you could have a gadget that could be a sensor, put up a mini map, and have a radar. the little creature is going to send out a pulse sense. How does she know what it? There has to be some logic to connect how this shit works. That is dumb.
Sutta.
Just gonna punch. Oh. Well, it's a female Rhodian who. Okay. At least they have the mohawk still. You're gonna punch him again. Oh, see, there you go. You. Wait a minute. She just fired that blaster. That would have been heard. This is supposed to be stealth. That blaster shot would have been heard.
Z.
This is such basic.
All right, let's see what we have here.
Oh, lock mini game. Fine, whatever.
Yes, I got it.
Why does she have to say yes? I got it. Unnecessary shit.
Wait, Quint, that sheriff from Wayfar used to work for the Huts? I should talk to her. Oh, come on!
We've been spotted, but we now know where to find our gunslinger. Let's get out of here quick.
We're in trouble, pal.
So that droid's just going to stand there. This is so basic and boring. There's nothing dynamic about this. Did she just punch it in the head while it was biting her arm? There is nothing interesting about this combat. Slow motion kick, great. Because she's so strong, she's going to kick the beastie.
We need a quick exit. Come on, next.
It has a remote control, of course. That was retarded. That was retarded. There's nothing exciting about this.
Here we are.
It is boring, Jaden. It is.
You again. If you're still looking for Haas, I haven't seen.
Is that a woman? It's a Whammons. Of course it's a Whammons.
Seen him.
Actually, I'm here for you. I heard you're the...
Look how ugly she is. This is not beauty. This is ugly. No body, no good looks, and a mullet. Hail, Andy Akap. How are you?
the best shot on the planet.
Oh, and you want to be second best.
I said, of course, it's a female. Of course, it's a female. I mean, why am I not surprised? God damn it. They're so fucking predictable.
Now is not a good time. The Huts are coming, and I need to get ready. Get your blaster out.
What we have just shown you is the beginning of one of the many adventures you can go on in Star Wars Outlaws. Whether you want to learn new blaster skills, upgrade your speeder, or become an unstoppable thief.
God, I hate that tune. It's so retarded.
Finding an expert is always an adventure in a galaxy full of opportunities.
Why didn't you say a galaxy far, far away? Full of opportunities.
We should get moving.
God, this is terrible. This is just terrible. Yeah, remember the Kessel Run bonus pack, which basically puts you in Han Solo's vest and pants. Yeah. Okay, stop.
I want you to take.
Stop. Go fuck yourself with your Hulu thing. Oh, not this Gabo. All right. Let's I need to unshare for a second to get out of this stupid freaking advertisement. Excuse me. Sorry about that. I just had to get out of the advertisement. Okay, let's go back to the page. Thank you, because we got more. We got more. They have another one. It's a 3-minute video, but let's watch the overview trailer now of this. Just to keep going, we have to finish it of how retarded and boring it is. So we just saw gameplay, and gameplay is important. Gameplay is important because it lets us know how the game is going to feel and look. Guess what? It looks like every other Ubisoft game ever made. And it doesn't even look good. It didn't even look good. She looks terrible. The action is the most boring. All you do is stand there and shoot your blaster. Or sneak up and stealth gank somebody like in every other game. Or and then her slow motion action to punch and gut and uppercut her or punch the beast or kick it. There's nothing dynamic. It's boring. Let's watch this one now. Let's check this one out.
No fees or minimums, and
oh
no
my
overdraft
god!
fee.
Fuck you and your ads. I'm on Chrome, so I don't have my ad blocker on. God, we just saw this. I hate you. I hate you. Shut up. Hey, remember Java? Remember Java?
Welcome to the first ever open world Star Wars game.
Not true. Not true, because there have been 2 Star Wars MMOs that are essentially open world. Okay. That let you explore a lot of terrain, so that's bullshit.
Set in the dangerous golden age of the underworld.
The golden... What do you mean golden age of the underworld? That's not a thing. That isn't a thing. They just make up terms.
Let's raise the stakes.
Oh, look, Lando. Lando wearing his gay-ass yellow outfit from Disney Star Wars. It's not even a real Lando outfit. We're going to wear the gay-ass yellow outfit from Disney Star Wars.
Shall we?
Okay.
You play as Kay Vess.
You play as Kay Vess. Someone who might be a woman because she doesn't look like a female at all. Has no body, no good looks, no nothing, no good hair.
A scoundrel looking to start a new life. Kay gets pulled into a plan that will change everything.
I believe if you follow the plan, no one gets hurt.
Fortunately, she won't do it alone.
Unless she met her little pet when she was a kid. This is so stupid, lame. It's so cliche.
Childhood, Kay and Nix have been inseparable partners.
You're welcome.
Helping each other every step of the way.
That is already so old. That move is so old. There's nothing interesting about that. It's lame gameplay.
All right, distract him, Nix.
Using their criminal skills and tools. Kay and Nix will have to constantly adapt to every scenario.
Nix, you want to drop that for me?
I'm sorry. I think it's a dumb mechanic. Having the little beastie do shit like that. I think it's a dumb mechanic. It's lazy is what it is. It's basically, you don't have to do anything. You send the creature out to do stuff while you just stand there and wait.
Come on. Whoa.
If you don't want me to sound the alarm, you'll get me out of here.
As your versatility grows, gain access to new skills and more lucrative contracts.
There she is.
She is one manning an Imperial transport.
A friend needs a little something.
Yeah, a female Moncal, great, of course.
Something stolen.
And in this world, your actions have consequences.
I can't let you walk out.
A female Sullustan. Every person she interacts with is a female. This woman is a female gender of an alien species. I should not be surprised. I really shouldn't be.
Out of here. I'm gonna finish it. Shame.
And reputation is everything.
Where is he?
Oh, that is. Where is he? I know they're probably separate things, but that's just retarded.
The bigger the risk, the bigger the reward, and more attention you'll receive from some of the
fake factions made up by Disney Star Wars.
Most notorious syndicates of the galaxy.
Made up. There's only really one in there, and it's the Hutts. Because Dave Filoni made up the Pikes in the Clone Wars. So only one syndicate is real in this, and it's the Hutts. The rest of it's all Disney Star Wars made up bullshit.
And how did you think it was going to end?
Oh, look. It's Kira. Fuck this Disney Star Wars bullshit.
Tell the governor the payments will not increase.
It's up to you where your loyalties lie.
Yeah, because I'm sure you're able to do anything that's going to somehow hurt or destroy Jabba because he's got plot armor. Seriously. Jabba has plot armor. It's retarded. Should have worked for a different Hutt. Should have gone someplace else and did jobs for a different Hutt. But nope. Got a member berry.
Hey, Nick!
Being wanted by the Empire brings a new set of challenges.
This is getting bad. Hold right!
Oh, please, just blow her up.
As your exploits grow, beware of who you cross.
Hang on!
Scattered across the stars are
Swear to God, that looked like a female stormtrooper.
unique locations, rich biomes, environments, and adventures to discover. Traverse the lush jungle world of Akiva, the ancient city of Kijimi,
Made up.
the dangerous Savannah moon of Tashara,
Made up.
or roam the lawless planet of Tatooine. When it's time to move, pilot K's Trailblazer to transition from
Pilot this ship that has zero dynamic play in space. Gonna barrel roll, gonna shift my target. Things are not really gonna be that difficult to deal with because they're gonna fly right in front of me.
planet to planet.
And deep. Fire up the hyperdrive.
Ready to jump.
Once you land, you can explore all these worlds on Kate's S-57 Cardinal speeder.
Oh, this is just so retarded. They think this is cute. They think this is cool. And it's lame. It's so stupid. Yeah, pilot, let's go look at it again. Pilot her very generic looking freaking speeder. Here's your generic speeder that you'll get to put maybe a sort of different skin on, but it's still basically going to be the same.
This is the life of an outlaw. A life where you fight, explore.
Look at that again.
Life where you fight.
That's a Transdosion. Wookiee hunters. Mortal enemies of the Wookiees. Capable of fighting Wookiees. And she's just beating the ever-living hell out of it. Yes. Yeah, so I did. So that was a female stormtrooper, wasn't it? That was a female stormtrooper. My eyes did not deceive me.
Explore and infiltrate parts of the galaxy you never thought possible.
Never thought possible because they don't exist. It's not real Star Wars.
There are opportunities at every turn. And if you're willing to take the risk and defy the odds, the galaxy is yours for the taking.
So dumb. This game, and it's Ubisoft, so I bet it's gonna have bugs. I bet it's not gonna play right. It's gonna there's nothing interested about this. Nothing at all. It's gonna come out on August 30th. It'll have an initial pop, and boop, no one's gonna remember it. Yeah, pre-order it now for a lot of freaking money, and buy our what are they called, the pre-order packs for upwards of $130. Now Ubisoft did a lot of other shit. They released a Prince of Persia game. I don't care. Let's do another remake. Cosby Shadows. Oh, okay. Okay, all right. We gotta look at Black Samurai. How can we not take a moment to look at Black Samurai? So there you go. That was bad. That was bad Star Wars. Fake Star Wars, bad Star Wars. That game looks uninteresting. And wait. You bought, so they gave you this game as a free copy for pre-order when you got your new computer, Andy? God, see, they have to give it away. If I understand what you're saying there, they have to give it away. That's a tough one, Alpha Omega. I honestly, that's a tough one because the backlash over Black Samurai has been much bigger. There is no backlash for whatever, for Ma'am Solo. There's no backlash. There's just disinterest. I think Black Samurai is going to probably flop harder because of the pushback. But Ma'am Solo, whatever, I don't even know what the game's fucking called anymore. It's not going to make a splash because nobody cares. Nobody wants this. Retards on Twitter, they don't count. So I think this one's actually going to have a bigger impact and a bigger fail. So let's watch this one here. Let's watch this. Oh no, music performance. No, we want gameplay. Well, I thought there was a gameplay video of it. I thought there was a gameplay video of Shadows. Check out our new preview of Shadows. Okay, let's go over here then. Let's go over here. When was this? When is this? This was today. Okay, here we go. Let's look at this. Let's see Black Samurai. Is there a video? Where's a video? Oh, look. Oh, God, that is so bad. You can play as Yasuke or Naue. Either be the brute or the thief or the assassin. This one's going to be worse. I thought there was a video. I thought there was video here. If there's no video, I'm not going to waste our time. We're not going to read the article and go over it. I'll say this is probably going to be worse in terms of the pushback. It's probably going to be worse because of the utter hatred people have for its existence. I mean, hatred is a stronger motivation for failure than disinterest because people will talk about hating it. More Prince of Persia stuff. I don't care. What else we got here? Avatar game. Don't fucking care. X Defiant. Nobody cares. At least from what I hear, nobody really cares. Skull and Bones. Yeah. People have been lied to about that game too many times. It's never going to happen. So, all right. So we got that. We saw this stuff here. Now we have another one. We're going to buy some time for Samuel to get here still before we go into the Dragon Age stuff. So we got another one. Because we have to talk about this because I personally don't care. I will be honest, I do not care. But that doesn't mean that we can't make fun of it. What am I talking about? I'm talking about Fable. They released a Fable trailer yesterday. Oh boy. Fable trailer. Here we go. Oh, is this the right one? 2 minutes 44 seconds. I think this is it. A Fable official trailer from Xbox Showcase 24. Yes, this is it. Okay. Hang on. Pause. We paused. We're paused. Let's make sure it's got quality. No, we want 1080p because that's the best I can do. Let's full screen it and let's watch. No. Stop. Don't play. Gotta share screen first. All right. So Fable. Now we all know what made Fable 4 famous. Another ugly women's. Are you ready for a face full of this one? All right, here we go.
Oh, right. Jew.
Playground Games presents.
So, you want to know all about heroes, do you?
Don't you mean her-os? Don't you mean her-os?
Well, you have come to the right place. Because who better to tell you all about them than perhaps the greatest hero of them all? Yeah? There he is, in all his finery.
Are we supposed to be amused by this? Seriously. Am I supposed to be amused by this at all? Because I'm not. And I'm the person you need to tell this because I was never into the original Fable games. I'm the person you need to be marketing this hardest to because you need to get me interested, finally, in the Fable franchise. And right now, I'm annoyed. Simply annoyed.
Cheers.
Humphrey, Albion's greatest hero. All right, now that doesn't look too bad.
I mean, sure, you get your mega fans.
You are like literally my favorite person.
Your haters.
What is that? What is this? Ugly.
It's like a fan club, but we hear.
It's not any better. It's slightly different, but it's not any better. It's still bad. It's still, I mean, it's not the original version we all saw, but that still is not good. That's not good at all. Oh my. All right.
Hate you.
Your chances and the occasional giant toad.
Hang on. Samuel.
Up.
Hey, this all right, let me go back 1 second so you can see the glory of this character's face here. Western gaming, dude. Western gaming.
Favorite person.
Your haters.
It's like a fan club, but we hate.
I mean,
yeah,
the dude is just a second ago on the screen was prettier than this.
I know. This is terrible. How are you, Samuel?
You ever have one of those experiences where you're like in a checkout line and you run into a girl that you might have had sex with, but you can't remember because it was dark and you never got her name?
No.
My life
hasn't been quite like that.
Yeah, I just did a few minutes ago, and it was a very surreal experience. I said hello, but the rest of it was awkward because, like, fuck do you say? Because what if I'm wrong, right?
Yeah. It's like, have you seen my penis? I'm not exactly sure.
Right. I was like, have I been inside you? You seem like somebody I might have been inside. And now that I'm saying this out loud, right, that it was dark and I never got her name, and I'm not sure if Larry might be right. I might be a whore.
Wasn't gonna go there, but if you're gonna say it, okay. Hey, listen. We all dream of being Will Riker at some point in our lives, I guess. Man whoring our way across the galaxy. And having no consequences whatsoever. Honestly, Riker never had any consequences from his man whoring. Never.
Riker didn't often go back to the same places where he was liable to run into somebody either. I do.
I mean, the one person that was always there was Deanna, and and they had an agreement. We're not gonna talk about it. We're just not gonna talk. Otherwise, how you doing, man? Yeah, I know how you're doing. I know how you're doing. Yeah, you're the same place I am. Once we're done with this, where we're gonna go. We're going to a dark place.
I've had some time to cool down a little bit, but I was really pissed when I typed that rant the other day.
Yeah, I am. Listen, we'll save it. We're going to go to our dark place. Let's laugh at this for another minute or two.
You.
your chances, and the occasional giant
Now
toad.
this looks like gameplay footage, which doesn't look hey, it looks better than Outlaws, what we just watched.
No,
That
Toad looks good.
Yeah.
For some reason, but it's more than that. It's
I keep stopping because they had time to fix this, I think.
They didn't want to. This is a thing that I think we're having trouble comprehending. They don't want to fix these things. They do this shit
Yeah.
on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is fixed as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, exactly. We made it better.
It's about the choices you make.
Well, Afro, of course.
That's a lot of hair, Afro or not.
In a swamp, that's not a good thing to have in a forest or a swamp like that. That's a nest for things right there.
I'm a hero. I should do what I want.
We thought you could save her.
You know, it's your life and death stuff. That's what defines you, and that really stays with you. I knew this one hero. I took her in when she had nowhere else to go. Welcome to the.
I mean, this doesn't look necessarily bad because this is in-game footage, but I'm just put off by this ugly bitch.
Yeah, I think you're stuck on that because I'm looking at the rest of it and like the environments look okay. The lighting effects seem pretty good.
And it looks like the combat gameplay is probably going to be pretty basic, but not at least you'll be able to do something instead of just standing there like an outlaw is just shooting a blaster.
Yeah.
So
The micro expressions seem a little stuttery, but otherwise.
Yeah, but I mean that wouldn't be game breaking for me. What's game breaking for me that I'm stuck playing this ugly bitch. That's a problem for me.
If it helps at all, you're going to be looking at her ass most of the time.
Want to look at her ass. It's not like I'm not. It's not like the month I spent playing Stellar Blade, where looking at Eve's ass was glorious and distracting. Honestly, I died a couple times because I was too busy trying to keep track of her jiggle physics. I'll admit that.
I got to be honest. This half the reason I play a chick in Monster Hunter. You know, like I don't always, but a lot of the times I do, and it's because you don't really look at your character from the front unless you're doing like cosmetic stuff, which is part of the game, but it's not even close to like a huge percentage of it.
Yeah.
Most exclusive club in all of Albion. Thought I'd get her out there, make the most of her gift. But you know what it's like when you're young.
Stop saying her, because it's not a woman. That's a dude.
Some of the 3-dimensional work on some of the in-game items looks pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the cutscenes here, but the cutscenes look pretty well animated for the most part.
I mean, if I put my thumb, far enough back where I'm covering up her face, everything else looks fine.
Yeah. I didn't know they were still making Fable games.
Nobody knew until they dropped the first trailer for this one last year with the even worse version of the face. This is the actually improved version. That's hard to believe.
A point to prove. I tell you.
It's not a bad looking monster.
No.
Bad looking monster. Yeah, it's all right.
This kid, she had it all. The skill, the talent, the power. She was something else.
Now, I'm not going to scream whammons like that because this is a fantasy realm. It's a fantasy realm, and rules don't like physical rules can be altered in a fantasy realm. So I'm not complaining that she's kicking ass fantasy. Different rules. I'm not going to complain about it.
I'd be curious if this is like a canon character, or if there's any kind of character creation on this, because in most character creators you can choose your sex, but I don't know if they're just showing this footage because women, but there's actually options.
I'm going to wager you're stuck as the women. I'm going to wager. I might be proven wrong. Listen, if this ends up being something where you can choose and have a full custom creation, I might check this out. But if I'm locked into this and I can't change it, no, I'm not wasting my time being an ugly bitch.
It's all right. She was
too much like real life, huh? I'm
terrified.
Listen, I'll be honest. My success rate over the years, the ugly bitches didn't make the cut. Listen, they did not make the cut. Not at all. I haven't been that desperate.
I'm just saying it's less of a challenge and they do way more stuff.
A mouth is not a mouth. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it totally is, dude. Just close your eyes.
I've never been that drunk. Never been that drunk.
Yeah, I knew this girl once who made all the wrong choices.
Humphrey. She's back.
That's really bad joke. That's terrible. That's not funny.
Okay, so I'm not sure that is a joke. I think that the way that this trailer unfolds, he's telling the story about this one person, right? And you're seeing gameplay from the chick who stands behind him at the end there.
Yeah.
And you're assuming that he's talking about her.
True. That's
What
a
if
good point.
he isn't? What if he's talking about someone else and she shows up at the end and it's not a joke? She's like, she's back because like this other person who made all the wrong choices is the villain.
That's a good point. It could be fair. Very fair point. Fair point. I didn't consider that. I did not consider that. So fair point. And I would hope so because then that means there might be customizable. But then again, the chick has voice acting. So if that's voice acted, unless it's a Mass Effect thing where you have two different characters two different actors voice acting for two different genders, a man or a woman.
Yeah, but I don't see why they couldn't do that. I mean,
Yeah.
it's been almost 20 years since Mass Effect fucking pioneered that shit.
Yeah, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see if there's any more to this.
I'm going to fix
I like the music.
this place.
That's not bad.
And no one is going to stand in my way.
2025.
Yeah, see, I think I was right.
I hadn't watched this yet, so you might be right about that one. So what my hope then is that we get if I can customize the hero, and I don't care if it's a man or a woman, I just don't want to be ugly bitch. I just don't want to be ugly bitch. I don't want to waste my. I want to enjoy my character.
Yeah. Speaking of ugly bitches, devil. Fuck you, buddy.
Oh.
The ugly ones tend to stand out in the memory. It's the pretty ones that blur.
Hi, devil. But yeah, so it's if we can customize the character, and I don't think this is this a Xbox PC exclusive? I don't know.
It might be like I think back in the day, weren't the Fable 1 and 2 were both like Xbox and PC exclusive because it was they had some deal with Microsoft, I think.
Yeah, you're right. They were exclusives, but it'll be PC. So
yeah, I remember having to borrow my buddy's Xbox to play the first Fable.
Yeah, I remember I didn't have an Xbox, so at the time, so I didn't play them. So yeah, and well, I guess if I ever get it, then it'll be on PC, and I won't try to play it unless I have a better computer than I have now. So maybe down the road, if we just plenty of time to learn whether or not the main character is customizable, and that would make that game something to consider then, because it gives me some level of control, unlike Outlaws where we are ugly bitch the whole time in boring Ubisoft game. God, she looks terrible, and the stands will immediately always say, "Oh, she's beautiful. You're just a neck-bearded incel." Ooh.
Man,
no, I just appreciate beauty.
It's it's usually the Ubisoft fans who will be like, "Oh, well, this is great, this is great, this is great." And the thing is like, from an outsider perspective, I have not played all the Ubisoft games. I haven't even played all the Assassin's Creed games. I stopped after I think 3 because Desmond's story ends in 3, and there is no point in going on as far as I'm fucking concerned. So, because it's his story.
I did play further. I played all the way up to Odyssey, or through Odyssey, the main game. I didn't finish the DLCs. And listen, Cassandra was a great character, but she was not beautiful. She was not pretty.
But they haven't had any like new like real innovations since the ship-to-ship combat in 3, which got refined, I think, in Black Flag.
Yes. The Black Flag combat was incredible.
Yeah.
The ship combat was awesome. Especially you had to take on famous ships at one point, like legendary ships, and you had a 2-on-1 battle at one point. That one took me a while. because I had to figure out how to keep one at bay while skirting. That was cool stuff, and it was always entertaining. There was something cool. It was always fun to go up alongside like what are the British frigates, get on there and decide how you're going to do it. Do you cripple the sail once you're on board? If you're geared up enough, you're as Edward, you get on there, you've got all 4 of your pistols, like rapid fire, all 4 pistols, clear the deck, and make sure you have your crew armed and ready so that you could overtake it. It was outstanding. That was, and I hate to use this word, but Black Flag was peak Ubisoft. It really was. Because it was just an enthralling, exciting game that had a lot of things you could just do in the game. It kept it interesting, and it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed that one.
Yeah, and like I said, I'd heard that the gameplay for Black Flag was incredible. I just never played it because I was playing those games for the story.
Yeah.
And while the first one is kind of bare bones, there's not really a lot of depth to Altair. He's not that interesting a character. It wasn't about the character; it was about the gameplay in that. But
in the third part of Ezio's trilogy, Altair gets more backstory in that one.
Yeah, but Ezio gets 3 games, and he is fleshed out from the beginning of his life to the end of it, and it was a very, very rich fucking story. I was all in on that shit. And then you get to Connor in 3, and Connor was less interesting than Ezio, but he was more interesting than Altair was in the first game.
Yeah,
and
but Connor, he was so, and I say this knowing that I'm talking about a brown man, he was so milquetoast.
Oh, he was, yeah. Like I said, he was more interesting than Altair was, who's also a brown man, by the way. But he wasn't anywhere near Ezio's level. But they only had the one game to flesh him out too. I think that if they'd given him more time, they probably could have done some cool stuff. His father, the other character that you play as, I forget his name, was
Edward's
a very
son.
interesting character. Yeah.
Edward's son.
But I guess my issue with that is that everything that comes after Assassin's Creed 3, like I said, Desmond Miles, his story comes to a conclusion. There is no more after that, and everything after that, just like, unless you're playing as one of Desmond's.
Well, actually,
descendants.
He doesn't have descendants. They brought, according to,
I know
they brought him back though. No, they brought Desmond back according to Jed. According to Jed, he is now a AI there's now an AI approximation of Desmond.
I hate that idea so much.
It's so stupid. It's retarded. It's so retarded.
I fucking hate that.
I know.
Yeah. So I don't know. I couldn't do do Black Flag or anything that came after that because they ended the story. It had like what, a 5-6 game arc and it was over. And there's tons of content in those games.
Yeah. I mean, the Ezio he's my favorite. He is fantastic. I almost platinumed all 3 of those games. I worked as hard as I could to get that, and I couldn't quite get a couple of the things in there. But those are great games. And I understand what you're saying about you can cut it, you could stop at 3 because again, Desmond's story does end, and they keep going with more stuff. But they screwed it up so much though, going forward. I mean, everything that Desmond did has been undone at this point. It's horrible.
Oh, okay. So they basically did the postmodernist deconstructionist bullshit with it. Well, I'm glad
what they did is everything he did, like when he made his deal with Juno, now it screwed everything up. And Juno was still present in all the remaining actual Assassin's Creed games before he got to Origins. And then right before Origins came out, they finished off the Juno arc in a comic book. You didn't even get to deal with Juno in the game. She got aced in a comic book. It was terrible because I remember I played through everything. I played through Unity. I played through Syndicate. I really did enjoy Syndicate. I liked Evie and her brother. And then I'm ready for Origins, and I plug it in. I realize, wait, what happened to Juno? Because Juno, there's a very cool moment in Syndicate when you shift time periods for 1 second, and you're playing as a descendant of one of of Evie, the sister in that game, and you're in World War II, London. At one point, when you complete the missions, Juno appears in the sky, and you have a conversation with her, and it creeped me the fuck out. I'm like, oh shit, it's Juno. What is she doing? And she keeps talking, and it's inevitable.
Simba.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, shit, man. All right, when I get to Origins now, I'm gonna have to deal with Juno. Finally gonna Juno probably. Nope, sorry, she got killed off camera in a comic book.
That's bullshit. Like I get
Yeah.
doing it in comic book if there's no way to move the story forward in the original medium, right? Like they did that with Buffy, right? After Buffy ends in the TV show, then they continued the story in comic book form because they weren't going to get any more airtime. But they're still making Assassin's Creed games. That's fucking retarded.
But they're not even Assassin's Creed games anymore. Because they stopped with Origins. It went from being a stealth game to being an action RPG, essentially looter shooter, where you're just getting different color graded gear and some special items, and you're not really assassinating anybody in the classic sense anymore. And Origins was a really bland game to me, even though Odyssey was a great game. It was a fun game, an exciting game. Cassandra as the canon main character was a great character and a lot of fun. It still wasn't Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
It wasn't. And I didn't even do Valhalla. I've had that explained to me a number of occasions. I skip it. And now here we are with Shadows and Black Samurai Yasuke, who doesn't really exist. At least not in the fashion they're pushing on us.
There's all kinds of problems with making the story about a guy who was only relevant in history and only relevant to one fucking man in history.
Yeah.
For about 15 months and then disappeared.
Yep. So
But whatever.
I was asked the question by Alpha Omega earlier, and I'll ask you this one: which one do you think is going to flop harder, Assassin's Creed Shadows or Star Wars, or the Star Wars MAM Solo game? Whatever else.
Oh, fucking MAM Solo hard.
Really?
Hands down.
Really?
Hands
See,
down.
I said Shadows because while Outlaws is gonna flop, it's gonna flop because of disinterest. I feel as though Shadows is gonna flop harder because of the anger and the pushback it's gotten. Because there's been more,
I think,
visceral reaction to it.
I think that there are probably fewer disenfranchised Ubisoft fans than there are disenfranchised Star Wars fans. And I think that the Star Wars one is going to get a lot more negative attention publicly.
Okay.
And I think that's going to hurt it more. Whereas, I mean, I can't tell you how many launches I even remember for Assassin's Creed games post Black Flag, because they just kind of went under the radar for me. They didn't do a whole lot of publicity for them, and they did all right, and I think that this is probably going to be another case of, like, oh, well, they've done some good games in the past, maybe this will be good too, and people will go out and they will buy it. I think it's going to do well in sales. I don't know about reviews, but I think it's going to do well in sales.
I think I
not
predicted 5 million. That's all,
yeah,
that's all
not
it's probably gonna do.
I got no number predictions, but as far as I think it's going to do better than MAM Solo in sales. Let me put it that way. A lack of publicity is going to hurt them on this too, but it's not going to be as bad as the negative publicity that MAM Solo is going to get.
I mean, before you got here, we just watched 10 minutes of gameplay from MAM Solo.
Yeah, I saw some of that. Yeah,
it's so fucking generic. There's nothing dynamic in it. It's just the same old shit. So it's. Listen. I want your version to happen. As much as I despise what they've done with Assassin's Creed, I would of course want Outlaws to crash and burn way harder, because that's a bigger statement. If that fails, it's a much bigger statement.
That's the other thing, is like any fan movement that mobilizes to boycott a thing, right? What's going to get more attention? What's going to get more eyes on it? Aside from diehard Assassin's Creed fans, nobody really cares about that franchise anymore.
Mm-hmm. And diehard fans I know personally right now, they've given up after the last one. Mirage was it.
Yeah,
they're like, fuck this, we're done.
So I don't know. It could go either way, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it. But yeah, initially my knee jerk reaction is that MAM Solo is going to crash because it's actively pissing people off.
We will find out in a few short months. We will find out what happens. And we can eat. We'll come back to this. Both these games come out in August, so we're going to find out in sooner rather than later. But there is one thing
I promise you it's going to come and go without my noticing.
Oh, I'll make you notice. I will make you remember. But here's the thing. So here we are. And now we're going to talk about something that is looking like this could be the end of it. Last week, I know I was the one that brought it to your attention. They came out with the article about the Veil Guard, and when they announced that tomorrow, it's still Monday, on Tuesday, that they are going to release some gameplay footage. It's like, oh, okay, gameplay footage. Fine. All right. We'll take it as we go. We'll get some character stuff. But then Grums had to roll out what I then quickly posted in the back room with the game director, who is a man pretending to be a woman, is a queero gender mancer, whatever the hell it was. Trans rights matter.
It was a gender mancer. Yeah, transgender mancer.
Black Lives Matter. So we have an activist charge, and then Park Place put out the article with this person speaking, and it hit me. I was like, well, fuck, this is. I don't see a way around this. Unless it's a Bo DeMayo X-Men situation, I don't see a way around this not being a complete disaster.
Yeah, but are you gonna? I mean, I know you want to do it for the channel and all that shit, but like, if you didn't have to do that, would you risk it? At this point,
would you
risk buying and trying to play this game?
Not at full price. Not at full price. I would wait until I could get it for $20.
I'm gonna end up waiting for your review on it, honestly, because I don't.
Yeah. Well, and that's the fairness.
Extremely unhappy.
Both you and Devil have said, I'm going to wait until someone like you plays it and let me know how it goes. And a lot of people are now waiting for that. So that's what's going to happen. I'm locked in. I have nowhere. And at this point, I have to know. I have to know. I can't wait. I'll have to know, and we'll find out. But they dropped the trailers. And I explained this earlier today in my video today. When we were doing roundtable yesterday, Jay Fraser 360 said, Adam, they dropped the Dragon Age trailer, and I was like, they dropped a trailer, but I already had the game plan for the show laid out. So even though we were talking Dragon Age a little bit, I didn't want to derail it all to do a trailer reaction because I didn't have it set up. I didn't know where to get it. I didn't have it set up, so I was like, we're gonna keep going. We got other crap to talk about with Doc True and Acolyte, and I thought I'll save it for today. First, I was going to save it for tonight. Fresh reaction with you and I here, because of how much we both love Dragon Age as a franchise. But then when I was waking up this morning and gathering what's going on, the exact opposite happened. I thought because the trailer came out that I was going to get a lot of hate for my take on man, woman, director, and all that stuff, and my criticisms of the name and all that stuff. I thought, oh man, trailer came out. People are probably going to be very happy with the trailer, and I'm going to be getting a lot of hate response to this. And then I discover, oh my god, everybody hates the trailer. Everybody only Virtue Signalers like it.
The last numbers that I saw were something in the range of 33,000 likes to 147,000 dislikes with 1.5 million views. Yeah.
I've got it right here. Let's bring it right up.
It's not good.
It's not good. And there it is. 34K to 189,000 dislikes.
Oh, shit, it jumped.
Yeah. When I did it this morning, when I hit my dislike this morning, it was at 149 when I did my review, when I did my reaction this morning. And that was the thing. I was going to do the reaction tonight. I was like, oh, I'll do it with Samuel. We'll get it fresh then. And then I'll clip it out for a video on Wednesday. Oh, no. It had to be done today. It had to be done this morning. And I'm glad I did it because now you've seen this. I know you've seen this. This thing is awful. And we're going to watch it again together. And we're going to comment. We got a couple other ancillary articles from IGN IGN is the portal through which all of this is happening right now because they got the exclusivity to talk about Veil Guard. All right, I got to say, that is such a downgrade of a title, dude. The Veil Guard.
Do you remember what I called it in my rant? It's a gay-ass tween fucking novel.
I was half
title.
awake when I read it. It didn't completely register. That was when I realized something was that my thoughts on probably what happened was wrong because you went off, and I read it with my eyes were still bleary when I was looking at it.
Yeah, but this is Twilight fanfic, not the title. You know, is gay tween title.
People, it's the Veil Guard. I mean. And it sides with what they're talking about. It's not about stopping Solus. It's about your companions and your journey together and who's going to be with you to the end. No, we're supposed to be dealing with the fact that he's raising the biggest elven army that Thetis has seen in thousands of years, and he's going to run ramshot over everything.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're supposed to be dealing with, not guarding against the Veil.
Yeah, Solus is the Tyler Durden of the scenario. His goal is to set Thetis, all of Thetis, back to year 0.
Yes. Yes. And,
which is a problem for everybody, right?
Yes, which is why we were entertained by the fact that we're going to Deventer. Deventer's kind of been the angry neighbor on Thetis to Ferelden and to everybody else there. And it's like, okay, now we're gonna make peace in there, and everybody's gonna have to work together because Solus is gonna fuck you all in the ass because he is the strongest being on the planet right now, and he's only getting stronger. So being called Rise of the Dreadwolf, that was a great title.
Even if you just drop Rise of the, like Dreadwolf is a fucking cool title. It is. It's like, oh, what's this about? Chills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now it's the Veil Guard, and
That's
we get introduced to the Veil Guard in this trailer. And I am
almost all of them. The one fucking character who's fucking super prominent throughout this trailer, they never name.
Who? We'll go through it.
Tethris.
Oh.
His name doesn't show up on the screen at all, and he's the one fucking narrating this shit, and he's faces all
Varric.
over.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's because Varric's not a part of the Veil Guard. You're not going to really get. You might get Varric and be, or let's get into it because I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop us right here. Let's get into this dog shit of a trailer.
I'm going to try to remain mellow.
And I'm right here. Immediately, I thought, oh shit, that's Bianca. But then I get a look at this guy. That's not Varric.
Yep, because they moved his chest hair to his chin.
They moved his chest hair, and they gave him dark hair. Varric's a blonde.
Yep.
And I caught that when I was doing my reaction. Look at this right here.
I see him going gray, and I'm cool with that because he should be older at this point. But
not black hair gray, should be a platinum gray.
Yeah.
And where's his chest hair, dude? One of the greatest jokes ever between him and Isabella in DA2 was, I want to run my fingers through it, Varric. And they're making jokes about his chest hair. It was glorious. It's funny, and it's gone.
It is hilarious, but it's also part of his basic fucking character design. You telling me that this guy in his old age decided to get freaky and start shaving his chest? Really?
Yeah. So this isn't Varric. Doesn't even really look like him. They changed his facial structure.
I think they recast his voice actor too.
There's so much going on. I haven't been able to tell. I have not been able to tell. Maybe we can dissect. And then, of course, here we go.
Not looking good, old friend. This'll take more than you and me.
All right. One of the fun things about every Dragon Age game at this point is when previous characters carry over. I don't give a shit about Scout Harding from Inquisition.
What? I look at it like this. It's like Cullen, right? Cullen is a minor fucking character in the mage circle in Dragon Age Origins, right? He gets a slightly bigger part in Dragon Age 2, but he's fucking pivotal in 3. This is one of the things I like about Dragon Age is that characters who come back may have a greater or lesser part. Like Morrigan shows up in Dragon Age 3, but she doesn't have a huge part to play, but she is present, right? But she's massively important to the first game and the DLC that comes with that. And so, like, I don't really have an issue with Harding being here. I actually quite liked her character in Inquisition.
See, I just didn't care about her. I didn't care.
You get more of her if you try to romance her. Like, there's a lot more character development with her if you do that.
Okay, I see. I never tried to romance her.
Yeah.
I never went. I can't romance a dwarf. I just can't. I can't do it. Can't do it. Then again, I hated all the romance options in Inquisition. I hated.
Yeah, but one of the things that Gal pointed out was like, oh, the chick with the big square jaw. And I was like, I mean, in this case, yes,
that's
she was
a
a little
dwarf.
more feminine in previous games, but she is a dwarf, and they're all very stocky and square.
Yeah. It's a dwarf. I'm not. The only thing I complain about Scout Harding is when we get a close up of her towards the end of it. Thank you, Gumbo. Thank you. Your condolences are accepted.
Yeah. Thanks, buddy.
So I don't like what we see when we get a close up there. So with Varric not counting, and because I don't think he doesn't get a naming here, I think he's just advisory role. He might be in your party for a minute, like other characters are sometimes in previous games, but he's not a part of your party.
You know what? It just occurred to me since you said that he might. I don't know if it'll be a minute. If he's featured in a trailer like this, he's probably got a bigger role to play. But I would say that it's probably more reasonable to assume that they've reduced him to a Leliana type role from Inquisition.
Yeah, which would suck. Which
Yeah,
would suck.
it would. Because why wouldn't you want fucking Bianca in your party? It's the greatest goddamn ranged
Varric-
weapon in all of Thedas.
He is, and I mean, dude, he was part of my dragon slaying party because you drop him down, and Bianca just does all kinds of greatness in stunning, crippling, hurting a dragon when she's powered up. Bianca is glorious.
Yeah, Varric was a core member of my party in Dragon Age 2 and 3. Like I always had Varric in my party.
Every time.
Not just because of the dialogue options and the fact that his voice actor was incredible, but because Bianca's fucking incredible.
Yeah, when powered up Bianca is unstoppable. Unstoppable.
Yeah, even in 3, right? You know how you can upgrade his like ability to carry grenades and all that shit, and different types of thrown weapons. My personal favorite with him, for some reason, like I know these were designed for the character Sarah specifically, and you got to go through the whole Red Jenny arc to even unlock the crafting for this anyway. But the jar of bees, Varric adds like this like weird. I don't even think it's like something that you can necessarily search up. There's like this hidden crit mechanic when he tosses one of those, and it's just like it stun locks fucking enemies with stings. It's awesome.
I would mass level up all his AoEs, and when it was time to just wreck shit, it's like I would switch to him. I wouldn't even let the AI do it. I would switch to Varric and just unleash AoE hell with Bianca.
Yeah,
and it was glorious.
But it's Bianca's AoEs are very well complemented with a jar of bees and wasps.
So here we go. So we got Scout Harding. Fine, I can at least she's traditional, but
yeah,
as a replacement for Varric, makes me sad. All right, let's keep going.
What are you thinking?
Yeah, that didn't sound like the original voice actor. I'm not sure though. We'll get confirmation sooner or later. All right, this whatever the hell this is.
We need someone to be our eyes and ears in the shadows.
All right. This design. What am I even looking at here?
You're looking at Fortnite.
Well put. I've seen that commentary.
Yeah.
I've seen people making those comments.
You're looking at Fortnite or fucking League of Legends or some shit like that. This is not Dragon Age design.
No, the outfit, the face. What is this? What is that thing on her head? That's a hat?
I think that's something that's actually moving. I don't think it's on her head. I might be wrong. Nope, it's on her head. You're right.
Yeah, it's and this is the detective Ned.
It's fucking stupid.
And I think those are fake feet. I think those are prosthetics on her feet.
So there's your diversity and inclusion.
I didn't notice that. I didn't pick that up in my reaction earlier today. She is handicapped.
Yep. Handicapable.
I was trying to avoid.
I didn't catch that at first either. That God damn it. Because she's clearly human.
I guess maybe barely.
What I mean is she's not a dwarf. She's not an elf. And she's certainly not a Kunari.
I was looking at her face. Oh, we get the Kunari. I was looking at her face more when I was doing my reaction. I didn't look at her whole leg here. That's both her legs, I think, or maybe it's just that one. I don't know. Well, still, she's an amputee. She is a disabled. God damn it! Another red flag. Another red.
There's going to be a whole subquest about that, about having to go get her a fucking new prosthetic, or how you got to feel bad because she lost her legs to a fucking dragon or some bullshit like that. Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a thing.
And it wouldn't be a thing if they made it her arm, because
that's what's she detecting? Where her legs are?
So the detective. Now that's retarded. This is Dragon Age. Why do we need a fucking detective in Dragon Age? We're on the cusp of World War. Why do we need a detective?
You know what this kind of feels like, because they've got all these like hyper specializations they're talking about, or and I know they're going to be like, oh well, these are just the character descriptions or whatever. But this kind of feels like they're sort of trying to squeeze Shadowrun classes into Dragon Age.
I never played Shadowrun.
It's very specific.
Okay. Either way, this is her design is terrible. She's ugly, and I mean, if these are our selections, I already know I might, for the first time ever, I might skip romance. If these are my options.
You know what? If you want to go that route, I wouldn't even be opposed to watching you do the crisis moments with them. Just fucking drive them all off.
Not right away.
That may make the end game harder, but
will they even have crisis moments? I don't know. All right, let's keep going.
And someone to bring a little darkness to the daylight.
Okay, I think that was Varric speaking. That is not the same voice actor. It isn't.
Yeah, it is. It is very. That's what I'm saying. He's doing the fucking. Him and Harding are doing the voiceover for this entire thing.
Yeah. So we have Lucanus. Is that
I think that's Lucanus.
Lucanus Hardsey. Okay, Lucanus, the Mage Killer. Well, we are into Vinter, so
I would imagine he's probably some form of, because you know that Tevinter has their own chantry.
Yeah.
Right. And their divine, the Black Divine, is actually
Black
head mage. But this wouldn't surprise me if this was sort of like an elite Templar under the Tevinter chantry.
Yeah. So now I guess I guess he's human because they really accentuate the knife ears in our diversity warden that's coming up. So I think he's human.
In Dragon Age, the elven ears have always stuck pretty far out to the side. They're very recognizable.
Yeah. So I think he's human. And I guess he looks okay. He's the only character that looks okay right here. That looks like Dragon Age. You know, that's a Dragon Age loadout of weapons there. That looks like a Dragon Age outfit, and they even included that looks like to me that those are the what do they call them? Phylacteries.
Yeah,
right there. So that's how he's tracking the mages because he has their phylacteries.
Yeah, which is lore accurate.
Yeah. So this guy looks okay. I'm okay with him.
Looks a bit like Duncan, actually.
Yeah, a little bit. Now this is where I want that. Now we missed the ableism bullshit over there, but this is where I first got my hit with my diversity.
We're going into the.
Are you ready for Asian elf?
What the hell is a veil jumper?
I don't know. I mean, she's jumping out of an Alluvian. I'm sorry.
And again, Alluvians are rare. There are only like 4 of them in the fucking world. What is this veil jumping shit?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it took Meryl 3 years to rebuild one in Dragon Age 2.
You had to hunt one down from Oregon.
Yeah. So I mean, what is this? And of course, as I said, multiversity, Asian elf. And I saw a Twitter post putting her and diversity warden in there going, I'm so happy to see myself in elves. It's about time that there was representation in elves.
So you're gonna have a short. Yeah, well, elves were kind of short in this series.
Yeah,
anyway,
these are.
There's no reason for elves to have the features of human races. Like, I don't understand why they couldn't just make some of the humans, like, have those particular features. Elves should look like elves. Elves shouldn't look human, first of all, at all.
Mm-hmm.
They've always been a little bit less. I guess they've had their own quality. Like, even in Dragon Age, like they're always had a certain kind of physical features.
This game's been cooking for a decade, Gumbo.
Through 3 development teams and 4 reboots.
3? I thought it was 5. I thought it was 5 development teams.
Is it 5? Yeah.
All I know is that it's been a lot. It's been in development hell. They've redone it many times. And
I think once they had 2 teams working on it separately with different fucking stories, and they scrapped both of them.
Yeah. This game has, this was a simple thing. A set to Tevinter, get ready to fight off Solus and his armies. Very simple concept. But no, here we are. And this, I have a feeling this game's going to be a mess. I mean, I saw a comment earlier saying you can kind of see with all these different characters that it's been worked on by a ton of different people because they don't look the same. They don't share any sort of consistency in their designs. None.
I'm fucking wondering if they just, they were under such pressure to just get this out if they didn't just like take scraps from all of the various scrapped attempts and shit like that and sort of slap them together. I wonder if there's going to be like huge inconsistencies in design throughout this because it's just like,
well, we're gonna find out tomorrow.
Patchwork.
We're gonna find out tomorrow. At least well, that's what they give us. So maybe we won't find out. Now I will say I normally don't do it on Natural 20, but I will open the doors on Natural 20 because I'll be going over the gameplay on this on Wednesday.
Real quick, the Illuvian thing, I did think of something that might explain this. If this is in fact taking place in Tevinter, which we've always wanted to fucking see, it's possible that the Magisters in Tevinter hoarded these things, and that's why there aren't that many out there.
Okay.
I would not put it past them to do that, given their lore.
Okay, all right, but I still don't see Asian Elf being.
No, she totally be a fucking slave or a blood sacrifice.
Yeah. So and here's comes some comedy. Here comes comedy. Are you ready for comedy?
Fate, aren't we?
Why isn't she dead? If an unspeakable creature from the Veil just yanked her back in there.
What kind of creature would that be anyway?
I don't know. The Veil
the only thing
demons.
that exists in the Veils are spirits and demons, and it all depends on your perspective and what they're feeling.
And a demon is not a threat unless they can actually take form.
Yeah.
They have to possess you to be a threat in the physical realm. They have to possess something to be a threat there.
And none of them have been tentacled. None of them.
I mean, the last time we went to the inside the Veil Deep was during the Hawk section of Inquisition, and we faced a giant demon, but that was a specific demon serving what's his name? I forgot his name all of a sudden. The villain from
Corypheus.
Yeah. That was a specific thing, and that was a big ass crab-like demon, if I remember correctly. Very big. Yeah. No tentacles.
It makes no sense. Like I could see something like that maybe existing in the world of Thetis, but it wouldn't be like attached to the Fade. It would just be a physical creature.
Yeah, it would be a sea creature. Honestly, I would think sea creature.
Yeah, the most that we've seen anything that even closely resembled that was a fucking darkspawn broodmother, and even then,
that was all I remember. That is the ugly four titties. First time I saw those things, I got freaked the fuck out. It was late. It was like 2 a.m. in the morning, and I was playing that. I was playing that section of the game. It was like, oh man,
yeah, that's some serious body horror.
I don't know if those tentacles looked random. They didn't look organized. So, all right, let's keep going.
And digging up a lot of berries.
Oh, Vincent Price.
I like Vincent Price.
I don't like his design though. It doesn't look right.
Yeah.
This looks like it's an entirely different game.
It does. That's what I'm saying. I was like, this feels kind of patchwork. It feels like somebody was trying to age up Dorian from Inquisition, and then they just renamed him.
Yeah.
You know, and I like Dorian. Dorian was a great fucking character.
Listen, Dorian was awesome. When I did my female run, I still tried to romance him, even knowing he was gay, thinking maybe I could fix him.
No, he's gay all the way through, dude.
I tried. I still tried when I was my elf. I still tried because Dorian was badass. He's like one of your buddies, dude. He's got your back.
That's a point that I think is worth mentioning here too. It's like, yeah, we know there have always been progressive shit in this series. BioWare is a fucking progressive company. They always have been, and there have been little things here and there. But the fact is they also used to know how to write good stories and good characters. Nobody gave a fuck that Dorian was gay because he also was one of the best written characters in that entire game. He had a hell of an arc. And if you befriended him, he was one of the most powerful fucking people that you had on your side.
He was in my party. I had Dorian in my party. His lightning magic was awesome.
And his sarcasm is hysterically funny.
Oh, yeah. It's good writing and good voice acting. It's just fantastic. But here we got Vincent Price. This style. This looks like Fortnite more than anything right here.
Yeah.
Or somebody in my comments today, I replied, this guy looks like he comes out of a free-to-play browser MMO. That's what this guy looks like.
That's accurate, I think.
It doesn't look right. There's something wrong with his face design and his outfit too. That doesn't look like Dragon Age gear. Oh, and now we start to hear the theme. Now we're starting to hear what the theme is.
I hate this so much. This fucking music.
Well, I'll wait till we hear it, and then I'm gonna make my comment, same comment I made earlier today. Okay.
You couldn't just bothered to throw the extra E in there. Emmerich, really? It could be Emmerich. Makes much more fucking sense. It's easier to say.
And you bring up a point. Perfect point. Let's carry over another fun character that we love. Why don't we just make it Dorian?
Mm-hmm.
Just make it Dorian. And you check your box, and nobody cares.
Oh,
everybody likes Dorian.
I just realized something.
What?
I bet this son of a bitch is related to Cassandra.
How?
She comes from what the fuck is the name of the country that she comes from? I can't remember it off the top of my head. It begins with an N, I think. But anyway, yeah, the mage class there are all fucking like gravekeepers and necromancers. They call them the Mortalitasi.
Okay.
And her uncle was one of the most powerful ones.
Well, that would be.
It was also the only place you ever saw necromancers mentioned in Dragon Age prior to this.
If this wasn't in this type of situation, I would say cool, but it still is just going, I would put that on the level of somebody had a good idea and they probably have
Navarra.
Okay, thank you. All right. That sounds like a good idea, but I feel like they're going to ruin it somehow.
Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah. All right. So Emmerich the Necromancer, why not just give us Dorian?
What about Darkspawn?
And here's our warden, diversity warden.
Yeah. Someone who will stand between us and a pack of demons.
I honestly don't. Yeah, the Griffin is like.
What the hell?
Is this taking place in the past? Because the Griffins are fucking extinct, but whatever. But I don't care that the dude's a black elf.
That's not my point. My point is it only sticks out because I know they only put him in there to be a black elf.
Yeah,
that's my problem. He's here to be a black elf, not just a character, but to be black.
Yeah, but my issue is more that he's a warden, and it isn't that he can't be a warden. Plenty of elves were conscripted into being wardens and all that.
Yeah,
it's that why is there yet another? Like, I get how cool the fucking wardens are. I get
love
that.
Wardens. Yeah.
But the reason that Blackwall's character worked is because you thought he was what he said he was, and he was not, in fact, what he fucking said he was, because the wardens don't break fucking rank.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So why is this guy out here on his own? Why is he a warden? Right? What exactly is he doing? Where the fuck did that Griffin come from? Because they've been extinct for like 500 years.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. Let's get a better look at him, though. Oh, I guess we had to give. Well, either way, like I said, for me, it's basically, like you said, I don't care that he's black. What I care is he's black because they wanted him to be black to be black character.
Yeah, this whole thing is full. Like you got Asian elf, you got black. You notice that the diversity hires are both elves, by the way, right? I think that's a little on the fucking nose, considering the elvish storylines prior.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he's even Dalish. You see his tattoo?
No, I don't see his tattoo.
It's on his forehead.
All right, let's go back.
Yeah, when you first it
there
shows his face.
Oh,
yeah,
there it is.
Dalish.
You're right. Man, that fade is high and tight.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's him being a. Look, I love to see the wardens back as much as the next guy, but I am going to need to know exactly what the fuck this guy's out here doing on his own.
Are the wardens even into Winter?
Well, that's the thing. Is Tevinter considers most of the blights not their fucking problem, except I think the first one took place in Tevinter.
Caused it. They fucking caused it.
Well, they did cause them all, but, you know. But I think the first blight took place in Tevinter because the old gods who were worshipped by them were the dragons, right? And the dragons all went into hibernation around the world and all that stuff, but or rather under the world, and then they come up wherever. But so it wouldn't surprise me if the wardens started in Tevinter, but I would imagine at this point, politically speaking, they aren't welcome there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that well, they're not really welcome unless it's a blight anywhere.
Yeah. People,
You
I
know?
mean, and they don't, and unless there is a blight, it's like, well, we don't even need a warden unless there's a blight. It's just they have one job:
Yeah.
stop a blight. Other than that,
Yeah.
they go up to the north and stay in the keep, and just stay there.
You know, or they go and they hunt down fucking darkspawn in the deep roads. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
they do that shit
there's
too.
keep
But
turn. Yeah, I mean, and the thing is, frankly, I mean, there's a lot of we know there's political unrest within the wardens too. There's a problem in the wardens that we know
Oh, yeah.
after Inquisition. There's problems. So I mean, I don't know.
think there were problems as far back as the Warden Keep DLC from Origins.
Yeah,
In
well,
terms of like
yeah,
political strife.
well, that too. But I mean, like within themselves is a problem because I don't the wardens. It doesn't seem like the wardens are as unified as they once were. Because
Well, they're
it's
not.
yeah,
Yeah.
'cause it's always a problem of there's never reinforcements. There's never a proper amount stationed anywhere. It's as though unless there's a blight, they don't get off their asses. But then also they're not even ready for blights when they happen anymore. Even though we've only
Yeah.
seen one blight in the 3 games. But still, either way, like you said, it's not a problem that he's black. It's not a problem that he's an elf because, again, conscription happens. The problem is that they purposely put him in here to be a black elf.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
and,
I see
a
that.
Dalish so that we can add in slavery to it.
Well, the Dalish weren't slaves; they were exterminated. It was the city elves that were slaves.
You're right. I'm sorry. I mixed it up. You're right.
No.
I'm sorry. I lose.
But that's again the veil jumper chick in the beginning appeared to not have any tattoos, which leads me to believe she's a city elf. And if she's in Tevinter, where and this is in the lore, fucking racism against elves runs rampant.
Yep.
You know,
Yep.
they tend to be house slaves and or blood sacrifices. That's just how it works in Tevinter. What is she doing running around free like that? And where the fuck did she get the talent to just bounce through Illuvians without doing any kind of fucking ritual?
Yes, that too. It takes blood magic to open a Luvian.
Mm-hmm. And to keep them open.
Yep. All right, here we go. Let's get through them again.
Someone who will stand between us and a pack of demons.
Okay, all right. Now we can be heroes. Samuel, I know you probably remember it. You remember the theme that came out with the original Inquisition trailers that dropped, the commercials? It was
I actually rewatched that trailer earlier today because I wanted to get the taste of this one out of my fucking mouth.
I remember that I had that track for a while. I lost it. Somehow it disappeared out of my library. I don't know where it went.
Mhm.
I would not delete it because that was a badass trailer. I mean,
Yeah.
track, guitar riffs, metal. That trailer was that track was so fucking good, and that was a metal trailer. We can be heroes for just one day. Go fuck yourselves.
I mean, not only is this like completely inappropriate to the fucking setting, right? It's not that humor, particularly dark humor, was never a part of Dragon Age. It always was.
Yeah.
The problem is that this sets a tone that is not dark fantasy. This sets a tone as in like we're going on a happy heroic quest, and maybe it's not all happy and fun and rainbows, but we know we're going to prevail and all that shit. The thing about Dragon Age is you don't know that you're going to prevail. It looks pretty much the whole time like you and everybody else is going to get deep fucked by the bad things.
And
you know,
even when you win in Dragon Age, it comes at such a high cost. Every single victory always comes at a high cost.
Yeah, and there is a literal price, usually in blood, for every decision that you make.
I mean,
and every action that you take. And so by playing this song, it gives the wrong fucking impression of what this world should be, particularly in a place like Tevinter, which we know from the fucking previous lore
evil
is not a very nice place to fucking be, even if you're at the top of the fucking food chain. We know
because then somebody's always going to try and gank your ass and take your place.
Yeah. And plus, it's further to the north, and the way that Thetis worked out, because Thetis is like a southern hemisphere continent, so the further north you get, the more tropical it gets. Like Parvalin, where the Canary are from, is like very, very tropical. They talk about that. But the other problem I'm having with this is that I like David Bowie, and this is a fucking terrible cover of his song.
Mm-hmm. It's a kind of, and when they do a cover like this, I made the comparison.
Actually, I think it's a Bob Dylan song, but yeah.
It feels like you're in a bad sports movie. We can be heroes, win the day. All right, let's keep going.
You know there will be dragons.
Right.
I will say this.
Oh, but listen, they had an opportunity to make a hot Canary chick, and you get man face again.
Yeah, my Kunari chick that I played in Dragon Age Inquisition came out better looking than this, and that's a 10-year-old character creator.
Yep. This doesn't look like Dragon Age. Again, there's the aesthetic isn't there.
Yeah, that looks bad.
And what we know of Kunari lore, what is she doing in Tevinter?
There are like on the border between Parvalan and Tevinter. I would imagine there probably are more of them because they had been at war for like 100 fucking years. There's raiding that happens on both sides of that, and there's contested ground. So that I could see, but her actually traveling freely through Tevinter, not going to be a thing. You know, not without the entire might of the Kuhn behind her. It's not going to be happening. And I guarantee she's not even. I bet she's not even Kunari. I bet she's fucking Talbashov. Or at the very least, Vishoff.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
considering her look, probably.
Well, number one, she's got a name.
Good point.
Right?
Not that.
They don't. The Kunari don't have names. They have descriptions.
Yeah, Sten is not a name. That's his rank.
Yeah. You know,
we just called him Sten because we were stupid humans. We don't know any better.
Yeah, Iron Bull is not Iron Bull's fucking name. It's what his troops call him, so they have something to call him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so I don't know. As far as the Dragon Hunter thing, though, that is that's something that has been mentioned in the past.
That's a real thing.
Something that they do. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, but they had to make it a Whammons too. They had to make it a Whammons.
I mean, she's probably 8 feet tall, but yeah.
Yeah, but it's we know it's a woman for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a woman for a reason. And that's my point in all this. These characters are put in here with their designs for reasons, not for good story, but to check boxes.
Fire in their blood.
I don't hate the updated High Dragon look.
Well, it's a cinematic. It's
yeah.
cinematic. Yeah.
I mean, they're keeping some things consistent, which I do like.
Yeah.
Very few things, but you know.
Yeah.
This crew needs a leader. Someone.
Oh, here's us, our custom character.
Mm-hmm.
Here's our custom character. But you know what? I'm going to show you a picture in a minute what they want your custom character to look like. Show you in a minute.
Caldon. Someone that the world.
All right, now I don't remember her being super freckle face.
She was. It showed up more in like when you just went to talk to her at Skyhold, right? You didn't see it as much. But when you entered a new area and she gave her report, you usually got a more close-up look at her face. And yeah, she was very freckled, which is weird for a dwarf, but because
I just think it's weird. It looks just don't look. Something about this doesn't look right to me.
Yeah,
it just doesn't look.
But
right.
she's always been a ginger. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that I know.
Caldon.
She's hot for him right there, though. That's I'm hot for you right there. So,
yeah.
God, you know what's gonna suck? I might romance her because she's the only acceptable option.
She was the hardest fucking romance in Inquisition.
Because she wasn't really intended to be one, was she?
I know she is, but you have to do a lot of fucking extra work, and it doesn't consummate until basically after the credits of the main game, off camera.
But where are we gonna find her?
God, that is just that.
It's not Varric.
What did they do to my boy?
They massacred my boy.
I actually, you know what? I have that right here. I actually have that right. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? I've got it right here. I do have this on my. There it is.
Look how they massacred my boy.
I keep that on the clip list just for this kind of occasion.
I
It's
will
not
say,
Varric. Go
yeah,
ahead.
no, that's definitely not Varric. This is a different voice actor. They've changed his look fucking completely. Harding doesn't look that bad in this shot.
No, she actually. Well, you know what? She looks more feminine than the other two.
She
Hear
probably
that.
will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. If I romance, I'll probably romance Harding because she looks more like looks more girly than the other
Yeah.
ones. Anyway, all right, let's finish it up. I hate that. Together. All right, now that looks like game footage right here. This looks like game footage.
I think that looks like footage that you show investors. I don't know that that's necessarily in game.
Well, now, does she have a tat? Does she have tats there? Let's get a good look.
It
You
could just
see
be
it
blood
here?
spatter.
True. That bow looks ridiculous.
That's a dumb design, yeah.
Looks
It's got
ridiculous.
pieces that are just fucking floating there.
Yeah.
That aren't even attached. And what's the dude with the wings in the back? What the
I
hell is
don't
that
know.
about?
Maybe that's an enemy. I don't know.
The only time I ever saw something like that was in 3 when if you go a certain path with the healing mage route, there's a resurrection spell where when you resurrect something, it part of the ritual, you have these wings of light sprout on your back and you levitate for a second. But that's the only time I've ever seen anything like that in these games.
Well, this is actually a
Where's
better
Liliana?
shot of this chick looks
Yeah.
better in this shot right here. Doesn't look as bad.
Yeah, if you could get the fucking I don't even know what to call that, man. That's like a wheat thin attached to her head.
All right. You see, that doesn't defy the gods. We're dealing with one god. It's Solace. That's who we're dealing with.
Yeah, because it's not like he could.
They all
he
hate
could
him.
rally the rest of the elven gods because they hate his fucking guts because he banished them all.
Exactly.
He tricked them into being locked away from the world forever, with one exception, and he kind of fucked her over real hard in the DLC in the last game.
I mean, we were talking about this last time. We talked about this. We don't know if does Flemeth have another backup plan. We don't know, but still, I mean, right now with this right here, I want to remark on this right here. Hang on. I mean, is that
Kind of like the
Flemeth?
look of the Darkspawn, but yeah, no, that's not Flemeth. That's not Flemeth.
It's not fun. It's just a dragon.
Yeah,
Dragon.
I think they just threw that in because Dragon Age, there has to be a dragon.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So this fall, and now this trailer has been massacred online. It has been devastated. And where's Liliana? Well, the question is, she might be leading the Chantry because there is the option to put her in charge of the Chantry or Cassandra. I've done it both ways. So
I think that canon, or the accepted canon anyway of that is that Liliana does in fact become the next Divine Mother.
Okay. Yeah, I've done it both ways. So,
but this is obviously years later, so that may no longer be true.
True. Yeah. Well, here's the problem. No, there's a problem, Gumbo man. We can't because the story's not finished. The story. This is supposed to continue the story. I could play through all 3 games and I'll get to the end of Inquisition and still be left in the same position of, well, I'm still.
Now I gotta hunt Solus down. Yeah.
They've edged me and they don't let me complete. So no, there is no. That's the problem. The as great as the old games are, the story.
No, BioWare. Why? I was almost there.
I was almost there every time. I am almost there every time. So now here we are, though. So tomorrow. IGN's going to drop stuff, but they did drop a preview of the gameplay footage today. A preview, and we are going to go. Is it here or it's not here? They said it was here. I don't see it anyway, but they did drop some stuff, some knowledge. We'll get it, but right here. as always, we get to customize our primary hero, whether it's the Warden Commander or you can still make Hawk look however you want, or the Inquisitor. It could be anything. And they do tell you here that you can be human, elf, dwarf, or Kunari. Okay, carry that over Inquisition. That's fine. That's fine. But here's the promotional art. There's your leader of the Veil Guard. They want you to be black.
I mean, why not? Everybody else is.
Yeah.
No, it's again, this is promotional material though, and obviously they have to pander and all that shit. And even if this isn't pandering, they genuinely just like thought this was a cool piece of art and all that stuff. I don't really have an issue with that because if you can customize your character, this doesn't matter.
But it's them pushing the idea. It's them pushing the idea. Yeah, that's my point. And it got quarter black Garrett here, but would they let you play as a white person? I like that.
Right?
QBG hitting it right there. He's right, but he's not wrong. Will they let us? How white can I make my main character? So
they also seem to be leaning towards forcing you into the rogue position too.
I like rogue.
Just given the gear.
My rogue playthrough was my best playthrough in Inquisition.
I like smashing stuff with a big fucking mallet or blasting them with magic. That's my thing.
She was a murder machine, my rogue. Also, the way I played her story, it really was a fantastic story, the way I played her. Because thanks to the black market where I could go and change my appearance, after every section, I altered her hairstyle or alter stuff, and she just grew from being the scrawny, barely able to hold herself up prisoner to suddenly being the Inquisitor by the end of it and looking all badass. And it was really great. And I like to be able to customize and I like rogue. So I like the rogue play. That was just a good playthrough. I mean, I played mage. I played warrior.
Sure, I've played rogue too. I just and I do have to qualify that when they put out the promotional stuff for Dragon Age 2, it was obvious that the canon role for Hawk was mage.
Yes,
they made that very, very clear.
Mage. It plays better as mage. It does.
And I didn't necessarily feel like that was something, but that was the thing too. Actually playing the game versus the promotional material, I didn't feel like I was forced to be a mage. I played all three roles. And
I never did play rogue in Dragon Age 2. I never did get around to playing rogue. Once I played mage, I couldn't not play mage because it made it so much easier.
I did a playthrough where I pissed off oh no, I can't remember her name, the pirate.
Isabella.
Yeah, I pissed off Isabella and didn't do her quest, and you know what happens then. And so I needed to have somebody who was good at like dueling with daggers and shit. So I was like, it's just me. It'll be me. It's fine.
So apparently our protagonist is called Rook. Okay, fine.
So they're definitely he's gonna be voiced too, isn't he?
Well, they were always voiced, but
Origins wasn't.
Well, not Origins. Origins was still the old. You're the silent protagonist, but after Hawk was voiced.
I guess, but like Hawk, you're always playing Hawk. It doesn't matter if you're male Hawk or if you're female Hawk. You're always Hawk. Because Hawk is your surname. It's your family name. So maybe this is a similar kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. And I don't have a problem with that. The biggest problem is that with all this stuff right here, we look at that trailer, we see that the designs aren't right. We're seeing forced representation, forced diversity. And when you have somebody in charge of this game proclaiming they are a trans activist, I have very little faith or hope at this point. And
no, I think this is going to be a fucking mess. I didn't even at this point. We knew the progressive shit was going to get worse. We knew that from the get. Right. We all knew this. We knew this shit was coming. Like I said in my little rant the other day, that doesn't make it an easier pill to swallow, first of all.
No. It was just about it was always, is this gonna break the game?
Right.
We know it's gonna be in there. Whenever it did weave its way in there in previous versions, it didn't break the game. This, I'm worried this shit's gonna break the game. That's people who are watching this, I want to be wrong. You need to understand that I want more than anything to be wrong about this. I want this to be the Bo DeMeo situation where it's all talk and the actual game is
I hope you're right, dude.
solid. Huh?
I hope you're right, but I don't see it that
Well,
I
I'm
think
not saying
that
I'm gonna be right. I want to be wrong, but I don't right now I don't feel it. I do
Right.
not feel it.
But I'm looking at this and I don't even think it's going to be the progressive shit, the woke shit that's going to break the game. I think that this is going to be a fucking a mess of a patchwork code. I think the game itself is going to be like so mechanically janky that none of that's going to matter.
Well, we're gonna find out tomorrow with the gameplay release. Now that's their selected gameplay, so we don't know if they're showing us just the part that works or whatever. But and Frank, I mean, that's kind of how I'm able to deal with a lot of things if the original people aren't involved. But even if I say that, it's okay. It's not canon, not original talent. I'm connected. People who worked on it aren't there anymore. I'm never going to get anything to continue what they worked on.
Yep, this is it.
This is it.
And this may be the last of it too. Actually,
this could kill the franchise. This could kill it. If myself and others who are going to play this game, so that Samuel and Devil and others can get the experience and see if they want to bother with it. If we all and maybe in 6 months, maybe I'll have enough. Maybe I'll have more traction that people will watch me play it on the gaming channel more so than anything. People will actually tune in and want to hear what I have to say more than just the regulars here. But there will be bigger channels, bigger gaming channels who will play this and stream it and report on it. We just hope they do it honestly, because you guys know I'm going to do it honestly. I'm going to stream it. You're going to see it. No edits. It's streamed. It's streamed right there for all to see. If it's shit and we show you it's shit and we break it down being shit as we go, they won't be able to hide this. No. And it will crash and it will burn and it will be the end of a franchise. I mean, we when asked earlier, how long has this particular game been cooking? 10 years. Over 10 years. Over 10 years this game's been cooking. And this is where we are now. If this game flops, it's over. It's done.
And it may flop too, because like we're not the only ones who are just like, why are you prioritizing this shit over the fucking story that you told us we were going to have for 10 fucking years?
Yeah.
Right. Like, why are you tossing out the only thing that any of us fans have wanted to see, which was a resolution to the conflict with Solus? Like we all wanted to see Tevinter, and that brings me to another point too. Is like I'm looking at the background in the little, where they reveal our hero and Harding and Varric, air quotes, are hanging out in
Varric, not Varric, just like not Gandalf.
And I think I said this before too. Like each place that we have gone throughout the Dragon Age series, each different nation, different city state, or whatever, has had its own architecture, its own culture, its own feel. Right? They've been very distinct from each other. This looks like a bar fight in fucking Denerim, not Tevinter.
We've seen artwork of what it's supposed to look like, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
So I don't know how this is going to play out, and I'm going to end up. I'm going to watch your streams, and I'm probably going to watch Apocalypse's streams on this. I mean, I'll he's a big fan too. So
I mean, depending on when fall. So I'm going to assume. I believe I remember saying either October or November. I think I saw it as an October release date when they actually leaked a date at one point. I think it's like end of October was last time I saw it. Now, depending on what day it drops, usually games drop on a Tuesday. What I would probably try to do is get out early in the morning before I don't have access to my car, so I can get it immediately. And actually, no, that won't work because I refuse to buy games at Walmart now after they were dicks about Stellar Blade to me. Crap, because GameStop don't open till 9. Well, maybe I'll go digital this time around. Because at this point, I wouldn't care about. It's not like I'm going to trade it in or anything. Even if it's bad, it's still going to keep it on my shelf because I don't believe in the whole trade in bullshit anymore. Because I really don't patronize GameStop at all anymore. I don't.
Yeah.
I went there for Stellar Blade because Walmart had screwed me over by saying, "Oh, we don't have any copies unless you did a special thing for physical copy in the store." I'm like, what? And then I called GameStop. Do you guys have any copies? Yes, we still have copies. Great, I'll be there in 20 minutes. So I mean, that's the first time I bought a game. That's the first time I bought a game at GameStop in the past, I think, 6 years, maybe 5 years. Because I would get it from Amazon, but it'll deliver 2 or 3 days later. I won't get it day of, and I want this day of. I want to start playing it day of so I can get ahead of it and be there on the ground, hit the ground running. I don't want to leave any open space for that. So we'll see. Depending on once they get the release date, I will make sure I get it that day. Whether I pick it up in the afternoon or the morning will be the decision. Will I get it in the afternoon, where I will then play it that night, or will I be able to grab it early in the day and start it? So we'll see what happens. But like you, Samuel, I don't have much hope. I mean, granted, both of us, the rage that you felt has obviously ebbed at this point.
I had a chance to cool down. Yes.
Yeah.
I was very, very angry in the moment.
For me, it's been heartbreak. My rage was heartbreak. I've just been sad since last week and the first story dropped. I've just been sad about it, and it just bums me out. I'm not angry. I'm not raging. I'm just bummed out because they still found a way to hurt me after all this time. By them, I mean the woke tards, the all these assholes who were ruining everything. They still found a way to hurt me. They can't hurt me in Star Wars. They can't hurt me in Star Trek. They can't hurt me in Doctor Who. They can't hurt me in Lord of the Rings. They can't hurt me in insert many other things. But this surprisingly hurt me.
Yeah, and we knew this one was coming.
And yeah, that's the thing. I knew it was coming. I just didn't expect it was going to be this offensive to my senses with what I've seen in the past week now, since I think Wednesday or Thursday last week when Grums made when they announced it, and then Grums made the tweet, and then Park Place had the article, and I made the video. So, and you know what gets me the most about this? These are single player games.
Mm-hmm.
This is a single player game. 90% of the world is going to be playing this by themselves, not streaming it. I stream it because I'm a YouTuber and I stream games now, and I want to share the experience to let you know if the game is good or not. I mean, if I would have preferred to be in a place where I could privately play it, but I'm not, because I have to be able to deliver a judgment, or at least present it so that you guys can make your own fair judgments from what you see from me. And here we are, having them tell us you need to see yourself in a game you're going to be playing by yourself and no one else is going to see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm bummed out. It just bums me out. And
I might have to get a new avatar, and it's going to be like a big teardrop, and it'll say Adam's DA tears.
I hate this timeline.
Mm-hmm.
There's a timeline out there where this game came out 6 years ago, 7 years ago, and it was awesome, and it wasn't infected by progressive wokeness.
Yeah, I ran into a tweet, I think yesterday or today, that was talking about, like, this, like, and what Grums had said about it and all that, and just games in general. I think, all of the recent shit with, like, Perfect Dark came up.
I saw that. Yeah.
And it was just, somebody was just like, well, they said the usual lines, like, we don't know until you give it a chance. And I will grant you that's a fair statement. You don't know until you give it a chance. That's true. However, I'm about out of chances to give, man. I'm probably, like, we're getting to a point where Sony's going to stop supporting the PS4 soon. And there's nothing new coming out that is even remotely fucking interesting to me, and most of the stuff that is remotely interesting to me is going to turn out to be like this. I'm going to probably fucking give up gaming.
See, that sucks.
I'm not going forward in this. I don't mean in total. I just mean that, like, the games that I'm going to go play forward from here on forward are going to be fucking PS1, PS2, fucking,
you're going to go retro. Boy. You're going to go retro.
I'm going to play stuff that I have over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm not buying new shit anymore. I'm done. I'm not upgrading my systems. I'm just there's nothing to fucking look forward to and nothing to draw me in anymore.
I understand that completely. I do. I mean, I'm not where you are, but I understand it. I understand it because but it is where we are in all of this, and that's what sucks. And guys, I'm sorry that tonight's show has been a sad one because we're going over the stuff, but this had to be talked about because you guys come to us to hear us talk about the shit we love, and unfortunately, we're talking about something we love being possibly bastardized here horribly in the butt. And
Look, man, if you get through your reviews and all that shit, and then you get through the gameplays, and we were wrong about this, I'll give it a shot.
yeah, yeah,
You know?
and so I was mentioning this earlier. One of the greatest things about playing a Dragon Age game was the fact that I'm going to replay this. I'm going to play it differently. And I'm going to get a different outcome. I'm going to interact differently, play the character differently, different class. And there was that joy. Right now, that possibility doesn't feel like a possibility to me because I feel like I'm going to play this game. I'm going to spend $70 on it. I hope to at least through streaming and all that stuff, maybe make the money back in some way, shape, or form, whether it's on this channel or the gaming channel. And and even if I do that, I don't feel like I'm going to get my money's worth because I don't feel like if it goes the way we fear it's going to go, there'll be zero replay value.
Yeah.
And that breaks my heart.
Look, man, I don't see any reason to buy something that I'm not going to enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I'm not if you can't enjoy what you're playing, which is, by the way, the sole purpose of playing video games is to enjoy what you're doing. Right? If you can't do that, then it's not worth the fucking price of admission. It's just not. You know, as you know, I've been playing Eiyuden Chronicles 100 Heroes.
Mm-hmm.
There's some shit in there that the localizers that I encountered much later on in the game that I eats at me a little bit. I'll be honest. There's a character called Momo who is a centuries old powerful sorcerer in the body of a little girl who's saying that he's a boy. And there's a moment where you have to apologize for assuming that he was a little girl. And his whole shtick is cuteness. Right? That bothers me. And apparently that is a complete fucking mistranslation of what this character was supposed to be.
God damn it.
And that's been eating at me. I have to say that to preface the fact that overall, however, I am enjoying the game. I am having fun. I am enjoying the story and the gameplay and the aesthetic far more than, I mean, it bothers me. That particular character bothers me. I will not be putting that character in any fucking parties because it bothers me that much. I have, however, over 100 other fucking characters I can use who don't bother me. So I'm going to do that. And I do overall. I very much enjoy the game. So it's not. I'm not going to let that shit fucking ruin it for me because it was. It was a small thing in the grand scheme of it.
That's what we're talking about. It didn't break the game.
Yeah.
It may suck that it's in there, but did it break or ruin the game? No. Just like with Stellar Blade, did the censorship break the game? No, it didn't. The game overall is still a fun, engaging game that I will at some point go back and replay 2 times to get through other 2 endings. But I'm worried that, like you said, whether it's from a gameplay aspect or a game design aspect or content aspect, I fear as though Dragon Age the Veilguard will be broken over and over again for me.
Yep.
And that's just my fear.
Even just in your party, even if they don't outright say it, you're gonna have like the little Asian elf and the black warden and the fucking amputee is gonna be on screen all the time.
Here's the problem. From looking at that cast of characters, I see one tank, Black Elf Warden.
Yeah.
Unless I make a tank myself, which I don't really like to do in these games. I don't like to be a tank in Dragon Age. I don't see other tanks.
Yeah, at least 3 of them had mage properties.
Yeah, and so that concerns me that they're going to force me to play this character. Now I can throw him in armor, so I don't have to look at his dumb ass, but that doesn't change the fact. Now maybe he'll turn out to be a great character.
Yeah, could be.
But I don't trust it because the original Dragon Age writers aren't there anymore.
I wonder if that's why they chose to make him a warden, because in terms of like his any of his physically defining characteristics matter. They don't matter at all in terms of the warden. Their entire life before they became a warden is irrelevant. So maybe that's why they went that route.
Yeah. And well, here's all the thing. I mean, now maybe the Dragon Hunter Kunari chick might be a tank too, because you can turn Bull into a tank. You could give him abilities, even though he's great weapon wielding, that have tank abilities. But that's still forcing her. It's still forcing you to use these two, what I will call diversity characters, as primary in your party, because it's rough to play these games without a tank. You need something to pull the hate of a dragon and survive.
I think though, just from that little cinematic and all that shit, she jumped a dragon with a one-handed mace.
No, she was dual-wielding axes. She was dual-wielding axes.
She?
Yeah,
I thought that was a mace.
She was dual-wielding.
It looked like a flanged mace to me, but but anyway, but like she's got single-handed weapons, maybe one in each hand or whatever. That looks like DPS to me.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Dre? Hey man, it's Mellow Mondays. We go this long.
Wow.
We start later right now. While Devil's on vacation, we're starting a little later, so I don't have to run the show for 2 hours by myself. But we're here. We're just, like I told you on Sunday, we're consoling each other. We're commiserating over the Dragon Age problem.
Might even be some handies under the table there.
Well, with you, it's tentacles. It's tentacles. Sick bastard. But anyway, but yeah, so that's the problem. And then who's our healer in all of this? Now maybe they might go the route, they might go the potion route again, which I could live with, dealing with potions as my healing. I'm fine.
You still had healing magic in game though, in all of the games before.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's just there. I feel so. I mean, my point in bringing this around to talking about this is, I made it a point in every single entry, 1, 2, and 3. If a certain story or a certain adventure or a certain thing looked like it fit a certain party build of the characters, I would build it to like, oh, these look like the characters that would go on this adventure. This might be the first time that possibly, if they are all annoying, that I say, oh, hey, yeah, I'm just keeping it the same party all the time because this is the party that annoys me the least.
Yeah.
And that's sad for me because whether it's this or Mass Effect, games like that, I build my party to suit the tone, the theme of the particular adventure we're on.
Yeah. Well, there's always that one character that's just fucking annoying as piss, right? Like in a first game, right? I don't really like Alistair. I never take Alistair anywhere. I don't dress him up and take him out nice places because he's just fucking annoying, right? I just don't. I do the friendship thing with him, and I get all my points and all that shit. But I don't. He's not in my party unless I'm forced to have him in my party.
Well, the thing about original Dragon Age Origins, you didn't need a tank. You didn't need a tank. If you made yourself dual wielding warden, which is what I did just about every time, I just destroy everything. Nothing. I didn't need tank. Just annihilation.
Right, but then you get Anders in DA2, right? Who is not anywhere near as much fun as he was in Awakenings. Yeah. But he was a great character in Awakenings, but they fucking neutered his personality in DA2.
A whiny bitch.
And then, not to give spoilers, what happens later, and I never put him in a fucking party again after that.
I put him. He's in the party for his personal story arc. That's it.
Yeah. That's about it. But I strip all of the good shit off of him. Sebastian's a little bit annoying in the second one too, so I don't usually use him.
Well, he's a DLC character anyway. He's
but so was Shale, and Shale's awesome.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. But
but then you get to 3, and Sarah is like. It's like having bees in the back of your fucking brain. It's awful.
I hate her. I hated her. I never used her. Unless it was her quest line, Red Jenny stuff, never used her. Never used her.
You get some cool shit through her quest line, but you have to put up with this. Like I will say that the very first time I played it, I did romance her. and I don't know why. I don't have a good answer for that. It just
Well, I
that's
assume
just
you
what I
were
did.
playing a woman because she's gay.
I was playing a Kunari woman.
Okay,
So there were
there you go.
giant gray
Yeah.
titties on the screen, along with little elven titties on the screen when it came to the sex scene.
Here's the thing: when I played I played a girl character twice. First, I played my best playthrough was my rogue elf. When I got to my love scene with Cullen, I never saw myself naked. I was under sheets. I never got the naked. And then when I played my female dwarf and I romanced Blackwall, I never got to see the goods on her either. Never got to see the goods. So I never saw my characters naked. I saw Cassandra's titties in my very first playthrough, which surprised me. It's like, whoa, titties. Hey.
It surprised me that there were titties in it at all, because even the sex scenes in Origins, they were covered up.
Yeah. Oh, underwear. Morgan in underwear. Liliana underwear. And even in Dragon Age 2, your romp with Isabella, it's fully clothed before you get to the good stuff. So so I was surprised that wait, titties. And there'll probably be titties in this game. There probably will be. We're at that point in time where we're in a post Witcher 3. Why'd you say it? I was gonna kind of dance around that.
Nope, there's gonna be dicks.
Well, it'll be chicks with dicks is the question.
Well, Krem was in the last game, so maybe.
Krem's
a Tevinter too.
I don't want to play this anymore. No, I'll play it. Yeah, so I might be the first time ever where it's like, oh, hey, I'm just gonna keep this one party, not gonna change it, just because these are the ones that we saw. I mean, I assume Scout Harding's gonna be fine. If there's a miracle and we get to actually put Varric in the party, well, that's a no-brainer, no fucking brainer. But I doubt it because he's not listed as your companions. He's probably gonna be the manager of everything is what he's going to be.
He's going to be the Leliana of this one. Leliana was not playable in 3, which
was such a wrong move, dude.
I was not happy, but I understand why, because if you took a certain path in Origins, then she's dead.
True, but she appears in the game. Period. She's in the game.
Yeah,
and it's her best design too. Inquisition was her best design. She looked the best out of all, which is why I'm like, oh man, this is it's like this is the time for me to really get excited to romance her because she looks great. She's badass Liliana in this one. I give no shits Liliana, which is my favorite type of Liliana. And I was ready to do it. And it's like, oh no, sorry, you don't get to.
I was disappointed too, because she was Nightingale Liliana. She was and the master spy and assassin Liliana, and I was like, oh, I'm here for it. And then she was just like, I'm just gonna run things over here with all the paperwork. And
did you ever hear their explanation for that? Why they didn't do it?
I think so, but it's not coming off the top of my head.
They said because we didn't want to have it feel weird that she romanced the warden commander, and you reference him, and you then can't romance her. It's like, what? That's the lamest fucking thing. This is Dragon Age. Where all possibilities go out the window because of different choices.
Yeah, I do remember hearing that now, and I remember being pissed about it at the time because I mean, you know this, Adam. Liliana's my girl.
I know, just like Morgan's my girl. But you see, if I'm not the warden commander, I wouldn't want to romance Morgan because that's their story together. Morgan doesn't have a romance outside of that. If he doesn't exist, she's just using people and she never evolves as a character. But Liliana, to me, never fit with the warden. And then we only saw her for a minute when she became, the right hand. Was she right or left hand?
She's the left hand. Cassandra was the right hand.
Okay, yeah. When she's the left hand of the
Divine Justinia.
Yeah, she's left hand when she's left hand of the Chantry or just Justinia. And now in this one, boom, like you said, now this is hard ass Liliana. I mean, even though it's a horrible thing, if you take the time travel and go to the bad future with Dorian,
dude, that was so fucking good.
Her desiccated form, even when she's desiccated, when she is just annihilating shit in that.
Well, it's you know why? right? Like she is on the brink. She's been on the brink of death for a fucking like 6 months at this point. She is basically a walking corpse at this point, and the only thing that is fueling her is rage and vengeance, which she takes full. She takes out in full measure on the fucking guys responsible.
Yeah. So that's what to me. And to comment earlier, I know Alpha Omega has a low opinion of Inquisition. I love Inquisition. I always enjoyed it. I enjoyed all my playthroughs.
I like
and
Inquisition. Yeah.
It was such a letdown. One of the biggest mistakes to me of the game was not making Liliana romanceable, because both Cullen and what's her name, the diplomat chick. I can't remember her name.
Oh, yeah. Begins with a J.
Josephine?
Yes.
Josephine. Both Cullen and Josephine are romanceable, and I romance her. When I was my Kunari mage, I romanced Josephine as my Kunari mage.
I'm actually the most recent playthrough I started. I started doing Josephine romance, and apparently it's a tricky one to navigate.
I pulled it off, and it worked. And it made my Kunari mage interesting, because I'm like, well, I'm going to be a Kunari mage, and I'll be Talva Sauce and all that fun shit. And she accepted. It was fun to have her accept you and learn her background story. It's fun. It was good.
Turns out Antivans are all about that D. I mean, Severin's Antivan too.
Yeah, but Zevran Zevran is like bisexual. He'll fuck anything.
Yeah.
So all that good stuff is there, and right now I don't feel that excitement for this, and that has me sad. That's why I'm sad. I'm not raging. I just feel as though it's been taken away from before I even get there. But we'll see.
We'll see. Yeah, and this is what bugs me the most, is like all of the sex stuff aside, like all of the romance options, all of that stuff from the previous games have always been part of this stuff, but you could play the game without doing any of it. It was unnecessary to the story, except for certain, details, right? Like in order to survive fucking the Darkspawn thing, you got to go bang Morrigan, right?
Yeah. Or have somebody else bang Morrigan.
Yeah, but that's not a romance option so much as it is an optional part of the ending of the story. And it gets a little weird if you genuinely romanced her, like towards the end there. It's just like, oh yeah, now I love you very much, but I have to use you to basically birth a dark god kind of thing. But
not necessarily a dark god. It's a god as it was intended to be, not an evil creature.
Yeah, it's a dark god. Let's be honest.
He's my son, God damn it.
Right, but none of that was absolutely necessary. Like, you don't have to romance them. You can become good friends with them, or you can become rivals with them, or you can like not even do any of that stuff and just play the game through straight. I have a feeling that in this one, that gender ideology and that sexual identity crap is going to be front and fucking center, and it is going to be the driving force of the narrative, which is going to kill the story, by the way.
And that's what we're talking about, game breaking. That's exactly what we're talking about when we talk about something that could break the game.
Yeah. It's like I said, even in the last game, even for people who don't like Dragon Age Inquisition, no one gives a fuck that Dorian's gay. That's not important.
Nope.
What's important was that he was a well-written character with great
surprised
dialogue.
me when it happened. I was surprised. Oh, he's gay. Okay, and I got to know him. Like, whoa, this dude's ride or die with me. He's cool.
Yeah,
I like it.
And even if you don't go like the sex route with him, if you just like make friendship with him, he's absolutely ride or die. He starts doing shit in combat that he doesn't do if you don't make friends with him. You know?
Yeah. So this is where we are. It's just sadness and disappointment. I'm not angry, and all I want is a game to play. All I want is my escapism, like you talked about earlier. We play these things to escape. We play these things to have fun. And with that, good night, Masquerade. Thanks for hanging out, dude. We're almost done here anyway. We're coming up on 3 hours, so we're gonna end soon, because this was the bulk of the conversation tonight, and I think we've reached a logical end to it. And
now we gotta go slit our wrists in Minecraft.
Yeah. Oh jeez, my wake,
on that note,
my wake sleep's all messed up anyway, so I don't know what I'm gonna do after this, because even if it felt like playing Final Fantasy 14 right now, the servers are down for maintenance until 6 a.m. which pissed off Dermy because Dermy's like, I need to kill this motherfucking guy who's killing me. I want to do it tonight. He's like, well, shit, I can't. Well, the problem was, I mean, because you're not in the Final Fantasy, the backroom for that. The thing is, then I asked him, well, wait a minute, Dermy, what class did you fight this under? And he goes, my red mage. I said, well, I never made you any gear for your red mage. So you're fighting it under geared. And then I know you're not playing on your dragon because I've made you gear for your dragon since you hit 50 with him. So he was freaking out and yelling about skull fucking this guy, all this stuff. And then I asked him, are you geared? No. Well, that's why you're losing, dumbass, because you're not geared. Also, he is fighting a fight that used to be a group fight, a party fight, and they've redone it to a single player fight for easy reasons to simplify and nerf the game a little bit early on. So because they used to be what we call a trial in the game, where we're in there with 8 people, and that particular fight, it was always a game when we all did our dailies to automatically be put into it, whether or not we could beat it in under 15 seconds. And that was a thing a few years ago, beat it in under 50 seconds. And now you actually have to do the fight, but you're single player, and he has to go through it. But I watch his tantrum and his outrage, and I realized, wait a minute, he's under geared. And I made him a fresh set of gear today. So did Kel. Kel makes the spears because my carpenter isn't high enough to make lances for dragoons. But I gave him fresh set of armor. And when he gets it on, he will probably steamroll it now when he puts on all the gear. And it's high quality, so it's the best freaking thing he could wear at that moment. But that's just funny. It's like Dermy freaking out. I want to kill this motherfucker. He's terrible. I hate this game. And it's like, well, you're under geared, aren't you?
I've done MMOs. I'm familiar with maintenance schedules and shit like that. Fucking with like your plan for the day.
Well, this is normal. This isn't every couple of months they do the late Monday night 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. or all rules maintenance. So this isn't out of the ordinary, and they announced it for a week ahead of time, so it's coming.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they're getting ready.
Yeah,
and the expansion drops in 2 weeks, so this is preparatory stuff to get ready for.
Yeah.
So. And I finished everything for the expansion. I got one little thing left to do, one tiny little bit of raid content left, but I completed everything. I'm ready for the expansion in 2 weeks. So
I think I've got one more thing that I'm going to purchase this year for gaming, and then I think I'm probably done for a while, and that's Shadow of the Erd Tree for Elden Ring, and that's in like 3 weeks. So
I'm out for it. Was either that or Dawn Trail for Final Fantasy 14, and I like Final Fantasy 14 more than I like Elden Ring, so I went with that.
Fair enough.
Because I have no desire to go back to Elden Ring. I really don't. Everybody else did millions of replays. I just played it the one time.
I'm just trying to fucking platinum it, dude, and all I got to do, I've done 2 of the 3 endings, right?
Yeah.
There are 3 main endings, and I've done 2 of them, and I'm just trying to get that last one. So I have a character who's at the final fucking boss right before, you roll credits and you get your ending, right? But it's New Game Plus, and I can't fucking beat him all of a sudden, even though I spanked him the first 2 times. Right? I'm stuck. So I'm like literally one boss away from platinuming the fucking game.
God damn. That sucks.
So I started a new character because I didn't want New Game Plus to fuck with my Erd Tree experience.
Oh man, that sucks. That really does suck. That's annoying. That one little thing you can't get. I've had games like that where they screwed me out of my platinum for something I didn't even know I needed to do. That's what screwed me out of my Hogwarts Legacy platinum. There's only one time in the whole game you face a particular set of creatures, and I was so worried about a random boss attack that I kept holding back on fighting them a certain way, so I missed my chance for that trophy. Hail, Real Wade, how are you? And so I missed my chance, and you'd have to replay the whole game to get back to that point. And I always kept hoping they would have like some sort of go back and redo a level option at some point, but they never have. So I kind of I'm not gonna do that.
There's the other problem is that to access the DLC, you have to meet Moog in his Bloodlord phase.
Wow. See, I missed him because here's the thing. I was so late in the game. One, because I didn't do PvP. I couldn't get to his section that way. But then at the point of the game where I was, I I was so ready to beat the game, I didn't explore the northern section of the map, that snow area thoroughly, and I missed the tunnel that takes you to that section of the of what I call the Underdark. I missed it.
Yeah, it's
And I missed him. And I didn't fight him. That
it's
pissed me
really
off.
easy to miss too because it's tucked away in a space that you wouldn't think it would be. But yeah, you can get down there if you do get down there and all, because you can fight him twice. Once you fight him under Langdell, right? But he's not like Bloodlord
I
or
fought a
whatever.
version of him. That's why I thought I
yeah.
fought him, because I fought a version of him.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that's the first version that you fight of him, and that opens up the path to getting the Chaos God ending. You know, because you meet the three fingers down there, which are opposed to the two fingers. Right, and they mark you, and it's a whole thing. Anyway, yeah. And if you do that, by the way, when you get up to the giant's cauldron where you start the fire that takes you elsewhere, if you do that, Melinda or whatever the fuck her name is, she leaves you, and she swears that she is making it her mission in life to hunt you down and destroy you because you abandoned the two fingers and you signed on with this fucking eldritch chaos god, and that you are an abomination and against everything she stands for. But it is. But anyway, so that's the first time you fight him. The second time you fight him is in his home.
In that
Blood
section
Palace.
of the Underdark where I spent hours trying to figure out how to get there, and then gave up, and then missed that little.
It's actually a separate section. Yeah, it's like there. You can see each location from each location in there, but you can't access it all from the same entry point.
Yeah.
So when you get to him, Melania, the rot god, the rot chick, right? Her dead twin brother is in Moke's throne room. And he's the access point for the DLC because he's apparently the antagonist of the DLC.
Yes, that I know.
Yeah. So, but yeah, you have to go through that shit in order to access the DLC, and that is a very,
then
very
I would be
difficult
screwed
section.
right now.
It makes Caelid look like a fucking summer vacation.
God, I've told you the story about how on night 1 I took the trap chest and dumped me in there. And I called it the Hellscape, and then I found out later everybody was calling it the Hellscape.
Yeah,
because it was frightening to get dropped in there and have to. I hadn't gotten any. I hadn't done the regular quest to unlock fast travel yet, because I went, instead of going left, I went right, and I
that's
didn't unlock
unfortunate.
fast travel. So I had to walk all the way back that night.
Yeah,
I mean, the stream is. You guys can go watch it. It's still on this channel on the Elden Ring playlist. You can watch me go through hell that very first night. It was a nightmare.
There are, I think, 3 different chests in the first area that transports you to random locations. Right, one of them will send you to Langdall, where you're in a place where you don't have anywhere to go. There is a save point, and if you've unlocked your save point shit, you should be fine. You should be able to just do the save point thing and then fast travel back out. And you're in a very small corridor area, and there's one of those like stone giants in it with you. And it's like, don't pick a fight with him if you're like a level 4. It's not a good idea. And then one of them sends you to the eastern side of the first area, right next to your very first rune bearer. That's always a fucking pleasant experience. And then one of them, sends you straight to fucking hell in Caelid.
And you realize that chest, because you do the chest, that's your respawn point.
Yeah.
You don't go back to the beginning of the game there at your first. No, that was my respawn point. So I died many times before I got out of that freaking cave that you get stuck in. And then it was just basically, oh my God.
That's the Patches cave, isn't it?
All I know is that it had this thing that was shooting shit at me, and it was a fucking nightmare because I had no mount, I had nothing.
Right,
and I literally walked again. Legatus was there; he knows what happened. I just bit by bit, using the map and judging direction going in, made my way back to the starter zone, bit by fucking bit.
When you go into the cave that you first meet Patches in, right? You get past his little traps and his little mercenaries and shit like that, and then you fight him because he's like, "Oh, you're here to steal my stuff." And halfway through the fight, he's like, I give up," and you can either kill him and take his stuff, or
Yeah,
you can
I
give
remember
up, and
that.
then he gives you a shop, which allows you, which gives you an
Yeah, I
an
remember
item
him.
that helps you get past Margit. But if you go back there, and he's got that little chest in the corner, right, with his quote unquote stuff in it.
hmm
If you touch that, he's like, "I knew you were a thief," and it fucking transports you next to the goddamn room bears. And if you make it back, he goes like, "Oh, you're alive, huh?" That wasn't supposed to happen. Don't kill me, and I'll sell you
Yeah.
stuff at a discount.
I don't remember what I did with him. I think I killed him. I think I
Yeah,
killed
you
him.
you get an item from him that's useful
Yeah.
later if you kill him, but I think you can get it through storyline in the volcano area mansion later
hmm
without killing him.
Yeah, yeah. See, Gumbo, Hogwarts Legacy to me was worth one playthrough and one playthrough only. Once you beat it, there's no replay value to it. There just wasn't. The game doesn't change. It's still easy, and there's nothing to it. And any interest in it, I think, has really died off. Even if they came out with a DLC, I don't think it would do well because I don't think people care anymore. Even though it's
I think it
even though
only.
it's Harry Potter, it's just like it's not a
I
thing
think
anymore.
honestly, I think it only did as well as it did because people came out and said, "Don't support this game, or you support a bigot," and that was the
Well,
only reason.
we
it
were
did as well
talking
as it
about
did.
that on Friday, and a lot of there was. I sort of disagree. I think it did well because it's Harry Potter. I think the whole boycott, as opposed to boycott, added about anywhere from 3 to 5% on top of what its success was. But it's still a he saw it, Gumbo. He saw the chat. He
Yeah,
said
I
thank you.
appreciate that, man.
He said thank you, man. He said thank you. He's reading the chat. Don't worry. We're always reading the chat. Don't worry. We see what you guys are saying. Just like Real Wade, I don't know what you're talking about here. I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. Uh, yeah, we kind of came to we discussed maybe it was on Saturday night on Saturday when we were talking about this that it was always going to do well because it was Harry Potter as opposed to not doing well, but it still wasn't in the end. It was an okay game in the end. It wasn't a groundbreaking, fantastic game that we all want to
Sure.
go back and replay. No, I never want to play it again. Honestly, I don't.
I didn't play it at all because I'm not a Harry Potter fan. I don't
Yeah.
like Harry Potter. I
I'm
never
an
got into it.
average.
My kid and my oldest kid and my ex-wife were really into that stuff, and I kind of let it just sort of be their thing because I just never had any interest in it.
I was a casual Harry Potter fan. It was okay. I enjoyed it for what it was. I like the books better than the movies. And in the coming months now, I'm just hoping that they do a good casting job with the upcoming TV show because that will prove whether or not it's going to be good. I mean, if Hermione is black, DOA. If they make Black Hermione, Harry Potter show on Max, DOA. DOA. Very simple thing. If they don't, if they cast, here's why I kind of think they won't because I think J.K. Rowling is on a mission to erase all the original cast members from the movies who threw her under the bus this last year. So I think she's going to make sure to cast people who look like them and are going to be hopefully better than them in the roles. So that's why I don't think she's going to go Black Hermione just because she wants to erase Emma Watson and she wants to erase all of them who threw her under the bus last year.
I don't know why everybody saw anything in Emma Watson anyway. She's not that good an actress.
No, I mean, she was hot.
She's certainly not that. Like I know toothpicks that are
she
better
was hot.
looking than she is. Just saying.
Well, she's gone all like weirdo, wafy, like goblin thing now.
Dude, she went from like little kid to twig. Like that, I don't get it. I don't get the
For a
attraction.
minute, she was hot for like a minute, and then Hollywood got their claws in her and turned her into a ghoul. So she never had a chance.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah, and
Radcliffe has done some good movies, though. He's pretty good.
I've heard. I mean, I've never really watched him in anything but Harry Potter. So
I would recommend 2 off the top of my head, maybe 3 if you I forget what it's called. It's a ghost story. It's like The Woman in Black, I think. He was in that. I would recommend Horns. Excellent fucking movie. And Guns Akimbo, a lot of fun.
But he's a dick.
Yeah, he is a dick.
He is a dick, and he threw the woman who made him a star under the bus.
Sure.
And that's why I said I think she's determined to make these the definitive Harry Potter. Because let's be honest, the movies weren't that great anyway. They really aren't that great. They get further and further away from the story of the books, and they break all kinds of narratives. And they made them less fun. That's why, I mean, some people swear by the movies. I don't. I think the movies are average at best, and they deserve to be done better through television. And I hope that this becomes the definitive version, because then you'll get the real stories. And so I'm hoping they do well. And I kind of think she's putting a lot of effort in, because she has more control. Rowling has more control over the show than she did with the movies. She was just a consultant on the movies. Now she's an executive producer with all kinds of veto power and all that kind of stuff.
Well,
So I have a feeling.
I think that's going to be paramount going forward, as creators need to retain control of their properties.
Well, look what Oda did with One Piece. He, even though some things were changed, it still was essentially One Piece because he didn't relinquish control. Now I don't know what his contract says for season 2. We'll find out. We'll see how season 2 looks. I heard a rumor that they are trying to do One Piece seasons 2 and 3 back to back for the live action, which
I don't know how that's gonna.
It would only make sense if they did what Dermy and I once discussed they should do for season 2, is do everything in the beginning of the Grand Line up to Alabasta and then stop and have an entire season of the Alabasta arc.
Yeah, you and I have discussed that too, and I'm way past Alabasta now, so I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah.
And I don't see Chopper working out visually in
That's
live
the
action.
test. That's one of the bars they're going to have to get over. Chopper is going to be rough.
Or the other zone types that are encountered
Zone
in
types,
Alabasta.
period. And even Logias going forward, because
yeah, Crocodile, I could see being fairly. It's not that difficult to do like sound effects. They've been doing them
Smoker's going to
since
be rough.
really good ones since the Mummy.
Smoker's going to be rough. I think Smoker's going to be rough.
Smoker's going to be rough.
And Ace is going to be rough.
Yeah.
And the fear is that,
Alabasta.
and the fear is they are going to insert things too early again that shouldn't be there in these particular early Grand Line stories that just aren't. Because I mean, here's the problem: they have to get through Logue Town first. They still have to do Logue Town, and then they have to do Whiskey Peak, and then you can't skip Drum Island, of course. Or you can't skip Little Garden. You cannot skip these. None of those are fillers. They're all integral to the stories going forward. Especially now, you really cannot skip Little Garden, considering where we are now going in these final arcs of the manga.
Yeah, and Chopper aside, Little Garden has giants and dinosaurs.
Yep, can't skip the giants. I'm saying you can't skip the giants.
Right.
You can't skip Mr. 3. You can't skip Mr. 3. You can't skip any of these
Mr.
things.
3.
So
Yeah.
You can't do
Mr. 3 is going to be kind of difficult to do too effectively.
Yeah, well, technically he's a Logia because he's a wax man. And I think so. All these things get difficult, and if they're only doing 8 episodes again for a season 2, that's a lot to cover. If you even want to, and including Alabasta, and so if somebody is smart, and I hope it's Oda Sensei, Logue Town, Whiskey Peak, Drum, Little Garden, stop. Then you stop and you give a full season to Alabasta. If they rush it, it's gonna be a disaster if they rush these.
Yeah, Alabasta was a pretty massive arc too.
A lot happens, and a lot.
There's also a chance to cut out some of the filler where they're just like in the desert for fucking days.
Mm-hmm. Well, there was filler inside Alabasta. There was a filler arc inside Alabasta.
Yeah,
that whole desert pirate thing, that's filler. You can cut that shit out. But my point is, Alabasta must be given full attention because there are long-lasting ramifications from the events of Alabasta, including the Nefertiti bloodline is a massive, massive important thing that cannot be rushed or ignored. especially because rumors are that Vivi's coming back real soon. That she's going to get reintegrated to the crew. Rumors. Yeah.
I like the character, but that's the other thing. Like, if they're going to do Alabasta, they have to give attention to fucking Whiskey Peak.
Yeah.
Because without Whiskey Peak, that doesn't happen.
Yeah, you have to set up Vivi, and then you have to take the time to properly set up Robin. And they have to nail these castings. They have to nail Robin. They have to nail Vivi. And here's a problem: Robin is supposed to be based on her nationality is Russia. When Oda made all the things, Robin is Russian. So, all right, good night, Legatus, man. As always, thanks for hanging out, dude.
Yeah, good night, dude.
So they need to make somebody. They need to make Robin gorgeous. They need to make Vivi gorgeous. They can't just. And I think I heard somewhere a rumor that the casting call for Robin was Latina, and that's not right. She's as white as white can be. Robin,
if she's Slavic, yeah.
Yeah. She's supposed to be Russian based. So it's
they're not gonna Netflix is not gonna go for a Russian actress right now. But
Robin doesn't have a Russian accent. It's just her build is supposed to be Russian. So that's the thing. But my point is there is people who liked One Piece live action and got pulled into One Piece and maybe haven't watched the anime. And those of us who have watched it and read the manga, we've been trying to say, you don't understand the bar that they now have to cross for season 2. And here's the thing: will they make Alvida hot? Will they keep her fat and ugly? Good night, Dre, man. Will they make Alvida hot, or will they keep her fat and ugly?
That's assuming that they revisit her part of the story too.
Well, she's part of Buggy's crew, so she kind of has to.
She kind of takes it over.
Yeah, I mean, and she's still active. Alvida's still active. She's she's, even though with Buggy where he is, not spoilers, I don't think you've reached that yet, where Buggy is, she's still there. She's still a part of his crew, even though she doesn't have. But either way, there's so much to overcome with adapting the beginning of the Grand Line arc, that if they rush it, if they bring in shit they shouldn't bring in, like they move the Garp shit around for season 1,
they've already done stuff like that though. They've already messed up with not just the Garp shit, but also with I think they did. There was something similar going on with fucking Zoro. Where they sent the one guy after me. He's like, I'm number 7 and all that. I don't recall
that
actually being a member of.
No, it happened off camera. It did. It happened off camera. That event happened off camera. It's referred to later in Alabasta. So he did kill that guy. He did kill.
Yeah, him. I know he killed that guy. I just didn't remember him being a part of Baroque Works in.
No, he was.
In the anime.
He was. The guy he killed was Mr. 7. Yeah, that happened. It just happened off camera, so nobody cared. Problem is they've got things, and also they screwed up Mihawk too. They screwed up Mihawk in season 1. They introduced him because Mihawk,
I know they introduced him too early, but
they introduced him. They introduced him at the right point, but his whole lead-in was wrong because with his whole taking out of Don Krieg. Don Krieg was supposed to fight Luffy and gang before Mihawk even shows up, because he was retreating from
Mihawk. Because Mihawk shows up in the middle of Luffy fighting fucking Don Krieg and his all of his people and shit like that. And that's where we end up with and that's why part of why Sanji ends up joining Luffy is because of the outcome of that fight.
Yeah. And that's the problem, that because they had Garp summon Mihawk to deal with Luffy in a way, it's just it did things improperly, and they can't, going forward, as you now well know, Samuel, they can't do shit out of order, because everything happens in the order that it's supposed to for a reason going forward. So it is a lot of stuff they have to do properly, and if they only do 8 episodes, if they extended the season to 15 episodes, then they could do it. But in only 8 episodes, there's no way they can get all the way through Alabasta. And that's what a lot of people assume season 2 is going to have to be. Alabasta. No, a lot of shit happens before Alabasta. A lot of shit.
You know,
Drum Island Chopper, that's a whole arc. That's a whole arc right there.
Yep.
So.
And actually, that was one of the first times that I really got invested in the characters, was the bit where Luffy is carrying Sanji and Nami up the mountain with his fucking fingernails.
Yeah, that is a hardcore
that was
moment
intense.
for Luffy. Yeah, that's hardcore. That's hardcore. So listen, I want One Piece live action to continue to do well as a good ambassador for the franchise. For that reason alone, I'll watch it and review it this time, because now it's going to be a much more important review than the first one. But I worry.
I can see where you do.
Yeah,
I can see where you do. I'm kind of looking forward to it, because while I have enjoyed the live or the anime as far as I'm at, and I've enjoyed it greatly, and probably more so than the Netflix live action, I still really enjoyed the live action. I watched it twice now. I liked it quite a bit. I had a great time watching it. So I'm hoping that it will be okay. But I understand your pain, because they did the same goddamn thing to me with Altered Carbon season 2. Like it's that season is a mishmash of shit that is out of order from 2 separate novels and parts from another.
Yeah, and the only hope is that is Oda Sensei, and Oda's back in Japan right now. He's working on One Piece. He took a breather for a month earlier in the year after Akira Toriyama died. He took a moment to catch his own breath and make sure that he wasn't sick or anything, so he could finish his story. And now lately he goes for like 2 or 3 chapters and he takes a week off. So we're still finishing Egghead arc, and the anime is at Egghead arc. It's halfway through it. So the anime is literally right up where the manga is, and the anime is either going to have to go into a massive filler arc, or it's going to have to take a break, because important shit's being told right now in the manga, and they're not done yet. So it's Oda's busy, and if they're currently filming
not
season
that far
2,
yet, but yeah,
if Oda's busy, so if they are currently filming season 2, he ain't there. He ain't watching over it right now. Who knows how much he's paying attention, because he did what he set out to do. He made the bridge for normies to get into One Piece. So maybe he's not paying attention as hard anymore, and now maybe Netflix is going to do a Netflix and
maybe Netflix does a Netflix. Maybe he's got the same team working on this though, and they will fucking honor
I
his
think
wishes.
it's a new showrunner. I think there's a new showrunner.
Yeah, that's not good.
I believe. Don't quote me on that. I believe there's a different showrunner in charge right now. I think there's somebody else in charge. They were on the last season. I think it's a different person. Don't quote me. I just remember seeing that. I'm not sure if it was that or something else. I am not saying
that's not always a death blow though.
True,
it's like when I think it was Jane Espenson took over for Joss Whedon on Buffy the Vampire Slayer when he went off to do Angel, right? The show didn't suffer in quality. It actually continued to get good.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not always a death blow, but usually
Oda took a lot of stances when Netflix wanted to do their stupid shit, like insert sexuality. He took a stance and said, no, you are not doing this. So Oda might not be paying as close attention. They might do stupid shit.
Yeah.
And I want it to be good as a continuing good ambassador for the franchise, because I love One Piece, and I want it to continue to bring in new people to it and continue to have good discussions about it. So
I hope you're right. I hope it's very enjoyable. I hope that they give us the best possible thing they can. I already think that there's some things are just flat not going to be able to do live action.
how are they ever going? Have you seen Big Mom yet?
Yeah. I mean, not
full on,
but yeah. That's one of my favorite things that Luffy's done since he fucking took on the world government at Enies Lobby, was talking shit to her over the phone. It was so awesome.
Island is my turf.
He's like, you know what? You don't get your candy because I ate it, and now I'm going to come and kick your fucking ass. And I was like, I love this kid. He's such an idiot, but I love him.
There was one great line from a manga translation that they didn't do in the anime though. He says, when he, instead of saying Fishland, he says in the anime Fishman Island is my territory. In the manga that was translated as Fishman Island is my turf. And it's like, yes.
Surf and turf.
But it's just they don't have there's certain characters that are going to be very hard to portray going forward. I mean, you'll get CGI giants. That's been done forever and stuff.
I will probably if the show is overall of good quality, if the writing is there, I would be willing to overlook like shitty graphics for Chopper. You know, if the writing's there, then I can deal with that. I can watch all kind. Man, I used
If
to watch
they give
those,
us Chopper's story of the outcast, the person who doesn't trust anybody, and Luffy's persistence in join my crew, I don't care if you're a monster. If they give us that story, then yes, it'll work. And what I think they need to do also is they got to make Luffy dumber. Luffy is he's a functioning retard at times.
I don't know that he is retarded. I think he's less retarded.
It's
and he's
instinct.
more like how you describe, but yeah, it's how you describe Mihawk. He's a force of nature.
Yeah. Well, the thing about Luffy is he's smart when it concerns people he cares about. But if it doesn't concern anybody he cares about, he's a moron because he doesn't pay attention and he's just eating meat.
or if it's something that he doesn't know anything about and they'll explain it to him in detail with diagrams and fucking charts and shit. And he's like, so it's a mystery.
Well, the thing is also, or they'll be talking about it and he falls asleep and then they finish like, wait, when did you fall asleep? Oh, when you talk about this an hour ago. God damn it, Luffy.
Yeah, they did that not that long ago with what's his name?
Punk Hazard.
No, prior to that, where what's his name? The Silver King.
Oh, Rayleigh.
Yeah, Rayleigh was telling this whole long story and shit, and
he fell asleep. It's like, wait, you're part of
and
Roger's crew.
Yeah, and they did it again with Jinbei. And he's telling this long, horrible story on Fishman Island about why things are the way they are, and you go through like an 8 fucking episode arc of what happened to the queen,
which is so
right?
important.
And you get to the end of that, and then it's just like, you know, what happened to her and Tiger, and you get to the end of that, and he's been asleep the entire fucking time and has no idea what's going on.
And they show it where it looks like he's angry because it looks like his brim of the hat is pulled down and he's smoldering. No, it turns out he was asleep. God damn it, Luffy. God damn it. But then you'll get stuff when you go back a little farther during Sabadi Archipelago where they're rescuing Kami, and it's just like motherfucker's just gonna punch that celestial out, and it's glorious because
that whole scene right after Hachi gets shot.
Yeah, Hachi gets
and he
shot.
Just fucking lays into the guy, man. That was
just
glorious.
Takes out that is one of the greatest scenes of all time. Or the Enies Lobby when he's rescuing Robin. Luffy, when he's focused, he's smart, but when he's not focused, he's dumb as a bag of bricks. or if he's hungry. If he's hungry, he can't pay attention because he needs to eat. I mean, they're great moments like pocket full of meat. As long as he has a pocket full of meat, he'll be fine. But it's glorious, and that's why I love One Piece. I stopped my rewatch a while ago just because I don't want to say I got bored. I just didn't need to watch it anymore. I had watched roughly 500 episodes over several months, and I was like, okay, I'm getting to the parts where are still really fresh in my mind, so I'm gonna stop here for a bit. And I had to watch other shit anyway. I had other shit I had to watch.
Taking a break myself again because, like, you know, when did I make that deal with Dermy? I think I started watching this shit back in like
it's been almost a year.
December.
It feels like it's been almost a year.
Yeah, but I don't think I think maybe I started watching it back earlier than October then, but yeah, I've done 670 episodes in between then and now, and like I'm having to take breaks because it's a little much.
Yeah, and I think people are always feel like you can't take a break. You can stop and you can come back. You don't have to watch it all in one go. I mean, I've stopped I'm about to do I just finished. I'm about to do Whole Cake Island. I'm going into Whole Cake Island right now, and That's a whole thing. And if I'm going to watch it, I want to be really into it, but I'm not into it right now. So I got so many other things to watch. The current anime season just ended, or it's about to end in a couple weeks now, a week or two, right before summer begins. So I'm going to have like a good, probably 50, 60 episodes of new anime to watch, including a couple shows that I'm really anxious to get back to that have got their part 2s of their season 2s. So I've got a lot of stuff to watch, including in 2 days, I need to do House of the Dragon season 1 to get ready for season 2. And then now I got work. I got Acolyte Wednesday morning, even though it's tomorrow night, I do it Wednesday morning. And then we roll on through. And I got Doctor Who for 2 more weeks every Saturday. So I'm just not in the mood. I don't need to escape into One Piece. I don't need to. I'm happy reading the manga every week at this moment. That's good enough.
I'm with you there, man. I actually kind of took a break from like I said, I started watching Buffy the Vampire Slayer again. I just got to season 4 last night, and I've also got this German movie I need to watch at some point that I found the other day that I'm really looking forward to, called Why Hans Wagner Hates the Starry Sky.
I don't. Okay.
It's a kind of a weird little horror take on it's about a guy with anxiety who takes pills, and then one day he runs out of pills, and that means he has to go out in public to get more pills, but he's terrified of everything, and it leads him on this this Lovecraftian nightmare adventure.
Oh, no wonder you're into it. Okay. Yeah. Right now I'm watching The Mentalist right now. I'm at the end of season 4 of The Mentalist, and I watch The Mentalist once a year. It's because I enjoy it so much. It's such good writing, good acting, good story. So that's my personal escapism thing, and I'll be done with that. I'll take a break in a couple of days because, like I said, I got to watch Hot D season 1 to get ready for season 2. But I got plenty to watch. I have no shortage of things to watch because I go back and this and that. And apparently for this weekend, I'm watching a movie called Predestination that Jed has chosen specifically to mindfuck me, apparently. Specifically to mindfuck me. Because he says it's not like he's watching it so we can have a he likes it, I hate it debate. No, he says it's fucking weird and he wants to see me freak out over it. So,
That's a Ethan Hawke flick.
Yes, apparently it is. I've never seen it. So
yeah, he's a good actor, but he has done some like weird art house shit over the years.
Yeah, so Jed's already told me it's about time travel, and it's about there's no avoiding fate there, that you can't change anything with time travel, and that's already bugging me because I don't believe in that kind of time travel. I like
didn't they already do that with the butterfly effect?
I think the Ashton Kutcher one, he did end up changing the past because
but not for the better.
It was in the end because by not trying to constantly change it by separating himself from his childhood friends, it gave everybody a better future by him leaving them alone and not being a part of their lives. And he ended up having a fine life, and they ended up having fine lives. So
yeah, till the sequel.
I didn't watch the sequel. I only watched.
I didn't either, but I'm sure it's awful.
Yeah.
I'm sure awful things happen in that too.
Yeah,
I did not like Butterfly Effect. That was.
I didn't like it either. I just, but I believe in the whole time travel idea of yes, you can change the past to change the future, not predetermination, or it's going to happen because it's already happened. You can't stop it. It already happened. I don't like that. I don't like that.
That's I could go either way. It depends on the story and how it goes. Like there's a Ray Bradbury story called A Sound of Thunder. Have you read that?
No.
You should, first of all. But it's a short story about a travel agency or a safari agency that sends you back in time to hunt dinosaurs.
Mm-hmm.
It's always dinosaurs who are on the brink of dying in that moment anyway, and nothing you do is going to like change anything. And you're on this like floating path that they run through the past that doesn't touch anything, and all that.
I think I've seen a movie based on that.
Yeah, they made a shitty movie based on it. Read the story; it's better. But anyway, guy ends up stepping off the path accidentally, and he steps on a fucking butterfly, and it changes everything. Yeah,
I've seen the Shitty B movie. Yes, I've seen the Shitty B movie.
And the Sound of Thunder is when he gets back, and the guy running the agency, who's still retained somewhat of the previous timeline in his head, he's like, "Yeah, you fucked this, buddy," and then he blows his head off.
So, but I mean, I can handle that if the story is good. but I don't like that as a rule for time travel, and it's only slightly better than Dragon Ball Z time travel rules, which the MCU fucking implemented. I fucking hate DBZ time travel rules.
I always like the Terry Pratchett's view on the whole thing is because the history is almost a living thing, and the hubris to think that dropping a pedal in the great roaring river of history is going to alter its course in any way. You know,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. There, where it's the history will want to fix itself.
Mhm.
It'll always want to put itself back on its proper path, so it will do things to get itself right. And you sometimes have to help it get there, but it will always want to put itself
Yeah.
back on track.
And there's actually a collection of monks in his stories that that their whole point of existing is to preserve, protect, and utilize time in the most efficient manner possible. So, like, they'll take time from like a sea anemone because, and this is Terry Pratchett's words, how much time does one of those really need anyway? And they'll give it to somebody who's like, you know, running late in the morning or some shit like that, and they like do all kinds of like minor adjustments, but overall, that's all they ever are is minor adjustments because history itself is a force that they cannot reckon with, that no one can.
I'm trying to remember a good example in a show where the whole history will want to correct itself. Like the Ripple will always want to correct. So I just can't remember right now. It's maybe because it's 1:30 and my brain wants to stop trying to think that hard.
Yeah,
But,
we were supposed to end like 40 minutes ago, man. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. It's all right. Hey, well, that's what the show's supposed to be, not us feeling sad about shit, but random nerd discussions, which is I'm glad we went down the rabbit hole. Gave the audience what they're used to with this show, not us bitching about something per se. But yeah, I so I gotta watch Predestination for Saturday. And
This should be interesting. Let me know how that is. I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, and then and you know, between that, between Drive-In and Doctor Who, I'll be jumping on your stream probably for a little bit there to say hi for your 100th episode.
Remind me to send you a link because I might forget.
All right, I'll remind you. But there it is, guys. Yeah, we're gonna end it right here because we are almost 3.5 hours in, and I do need to. I gotta stop. We gotta stop. Anyway, all right, Samuel. Aside from your promote yourself. You got a 100th episode coming up this weekend for one of your streams.
We do have a 100th episode coming up this week. I've got a special fun thumbnail that I put together just for this episode that I'm really looking forward to showing everybody. But I'm not going to do that yet until it's time because it's also going to piss my mom off. So because it's gross, but funny. And it's also a callback to a show we did a couple weeks ago where we created a new character, Jizzman in Space.
Okay.
It's like the whole thing came about. My buddy Caucasian Sasquatch, this is his reasoning for why we've never been to the moon, right? Or space or any of that stuff, right?
Okay.
So
all right.
NASA keeps their cameras on 24/7.
Uh-huh.
They're constantly filming stuff on the space stations, the space shuttles, all this stuff out there where people are floating around in zero G. And not once has there ever been an X-rated scene. Not one fucking time.
So
and essentially, we're apes
sex on the space station.
Apes in zero G are gonna fuck. And so then it led down to this rabbit hole discussion about like what Jizz would actually do in zero G, and it turned into this whole superhero thing. So anyway, it was a fun show.
Yay, randomness.
Yeah, but otherwise, we also have an episode of Abyssal Musings coming up on Friday with myself and Lawrence Knight, possibly No Me Without You. She's available. And I think that's all I got coming up, aside from doing some stuff for Amir over on Exiled Lioness too. I don't think I have anything else planned this week. So yeah. Then back here next week.
All right, yeah, we will be back here next week. But before that, my week is busy. It's busy. Tomorrow is Acolyte. My review will be out Wednesday afternoon because it's only one episode, but it's the episode that is likely, according to all the rumors, that will just break people's wills if they were hanging on at all with any hope that Disney Star Wars had hope. Well, of course, it never had any hope. But so Acolyte review on Wednesday afternoon. Throughout the week, just whatever else. I think I've done all the Dragon Age news I can do at the moment until Wednesday when there'll be the gameplay. I will try and do that since Wednesday is a review day, I generally don't want to do anything else. But because the Dragon Age gameplay stuff will drop tomorrow night, I will try maybe do a natural 20 at night, a later one where I will go through the Dragon Age gameplay like we did with the Outlaws gameplay today. So I'll try and do that on Wednesday night. Thursday, don't expect much from me on Thursday because I got to go do a car thing on Thursday. Friday, I'll be on Ballbusters as always, 11 p.m. Now, Ballbusters should be good on Friday because our guest is Epic Mike, and if Bug is going to be on, they're going to have a very large fight because they don't like each other. So
Really?
Mike and Bug do not like each other. They have been dancing around each other on Twitter for a long time. So Bug is going to try and make it. Oh no, they have very long, drawn out, angry fights on Twitter.
It's so weird that it works like that sometimes, isn't it? Though, man, because I've done a bunch of streams with Bug here, and then I've been on I think at least one stream with Epic Mike. Both of them were very cool to me.
Yeah, I've been on streams with both of them. Mike has been a guest on Roundtable. He's been on Ballbusters before. So I've been around Mike, and we almost had him for a couple of drive-ins, but his scheduling didn't line up for that. He wanted to be on the Princess Bride one because he's a massive Princess Bride fan, but he just couldn't make it that weekend. So I've been, and of course Bug is a regular on a lot of the shows I'm on, so we get on that, but they do not like each other. There's likely going to be we've already decided
unite over shitting on Dermy.
No, because Dermy said I'm gonna shut up and let it happen. Dermy actually said I'm gonna shut up, I'm gonna let it happen. I said I will do color commentary, and we're just gonna let it happen if they're both on Friday. So Ballbusters might be exciting this Friday because
it's kind of fucked up though, isn't it?
They both want this though. They both want this. They both want the fight. They do.
Okay.
There was a meme put out on Twitter earlier this year with both of them with their heads put on some modern day samurai scene where two dudes are going at each other's with katanas. So this is going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to be YouTube gold. I think it's going to be YouTube gold. So join us on Dermy's channel, Ballbusters, 11 p.m. Eastern, for if Bug can make it. Bug is very much trying to do his schedule where he will be there. Mike will be there. We're hoping Bug will be there. We want our version of internet drama where two guys are going to yell at each other for an hour. It's going to be fun. As I said, Saturday Night Drive-In, Jed and I are watching Predestination this weekend. We haven't lined up any guests yet, but we may get guests. Then Saturday night, as I said, I'm going to, between Drive-In and between Doctor Who Cares reviews, I'm going to jump onto Samuel's 100th episode, say hi for a little bit. And then after that, I will be over, as I said, for Doctor Who Cares reviews on my channel, on Jed's channel, and Dermy's channel, where we got the penultimate episode of the season, where last week was all about Gay Man Kiss. So this week, who knows? Sky's the limit. Who knows? And let's see. What else? And then Roundtable, 2 p.m. Eastern. I guess there'll be Acolyte discussion. The week has just started, so I'm sure something else is going to happen. And then Sunday night is Hot D, House of the Dragon Season 2. So Monday, expect my House of the Dragon Season 2 non-fan review, because I don't really like Germ, but I don't really care if the show's good or not. So you're going to get my down-the-middle reaction. Am I just liking what I'm seeing? So
how is it that we live in a timeline where two shows are on at the same time, popular or otherwise, that have acronyms like Hot D and STD?
STD's over.
I know it is, but it was running during the first season of Hot D, and so like what are the fucking chances?
Somebody's a pervert out there. That's what it is. Yeah. So House of Dragon Season 2 episode 1 review next Monday, and that'll eat up my regular stuff on Monday, and then we'll be right back here 10 p.m. Eastern, probably talking about that somewhat, I'm sure, in addition to any other things that will happen throughout the week. So as always, thank you, Samuel, for joining me this evening. Thanks to everybody in the chat. We hope you had a good time. And yeah, Gumbo, I think we're there'll be pronouns in Acolyte 3. I'm sorry, the pronouns are coming. Gay, lesbian, sex, making the force, and making gay force-made babies is happening. I don't know. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. It's gonna be glorious. So hit that like button, guys. Subscribe. Links in the description below, and we will see you guys next week. Until then, guys, take it easy.